Adam and Barbara are
ghosts.
Their house is being haunted by the living, and they can't scare them into leaving. So they're calling on
Beetlejuice.
who's no ordinary ghost.
Can you be scary? What do you think of this? It's showtime. Want a cigarette?
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, yeah, here I come, baby. I'm the ghost with the most, babe.
Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice.
Well, hello, all you lovely sexual people. Wait, where did that come from? That was weird. Okay, anyway, let's start over. Hello, all you lovely people.
He meant spectral because it's ghosts.
Well, I saw Whitey. Yeah, so Whitey got me going with the Beetlejuice grabbing his goods. Sorry. Beetlejuice does things to me. I'm just kidding. We are here back to talk about a classic from 1988 with a great panel. Very interested to see what everybody thinks about this movie. Holds a lot of nostalgia for me personally, since I'm old.
It's perfect. All right, good stream, everybody. We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
I totally can't understand what you're saying, Cannoli, and timed out because I'm just staring at what Whitey's got.
Yeah, no, Whitey does this shit all to me all the time.
Yes,
He takes.
I'm sorry. Am I distracting you?
Yes,
you are.
Nice fucking
Man,
model.
I believe I got some music going behind it too. Got some cool 80s synth going behind it.
That's nice. That's the way it should be. Tim Burton movie, yeah. So very interesting to hear what everybody's takes are on this movie. The sequel's coming out this soon, so yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm old as fuck, so there's a lot of nostalgia for this movie. I remember when it came out. I was only 9 years old when this movie came out, so yeah, I am that old. But we'll get down to that. We've got a great panel here. Let's introduce our favorite people here. Leon, with the maybe the second worst takes on the internet, but we love him anyway. How you doing, sir?
It was the first worst takes.
I don't know yet.
We'll get to that first, right after.
Yeah.
Leon from Lords of Paradise. I adore this film to no end. It is quite literally one of my favorite movies of all time. With the moment that Vex was like, "Yo, Leon, we're gonna be doing. Here's the list of movies." Like fucking Beetlejuice. There's no questions of that. If I'm not on this panel, I will cry. I will, in manly fashion, a teardrop will rain down upon my cheekbones. And so yeah, I'm stoked to do this. I'm happy to be here. I've already got tickets for the opening day for the sequel this coming Thursday. Nice. I can't wait to see that. This is going to be a blast, and couldn't think of a better group of people to do it with. I'm so happy that fucking based brown woman isn't here to rain on the parade. Fucking loser. Let's go.
That's okay.
I'm based, wait a minute. I'm based and brown.
No, the base brown one with the shitty opinions. You're the base brown one with the cool opinions.
Okay.
Oh God. Yes. What's up, Sam? This is fun because
This is fun.
This is fun. Last night on Late Night with Gooch was a damn good time. Leon got ganged up on, which I think he likes actually. And
I do. It reminded me of the time I spent in jail, so you know.
Oh, well, that's what I mean. Yeah. So everything's good there. Nadia, hello.
Yes.
Again. Always a pleasure to stream with you. I'm actually interested to hear what you have to say about the makeup design in this movie because it's pretty damn good. It's something Tim Burton's really good at.
I also have tickets to see it this Thursday, so I will actually be dropping a spoiler-free review once I'm out Thursday.
Awesome.
On it. I have no hope for the sequel, unlike Leon. But this is I watch this movie every Halloween. This is like my Halloween movie. There's so much nostalgia for me. I loved it as a kid. It's practical effects, great character designs, great wardrobe designs and set designs. I think it's almost a perfect movie in my eyes because of the pacing and everything else going on with it. But yeah, I'm excited to see
being perfect. Is it the fact that there's a murderer as one of the stars?
I think some of the dialogue could be maybe cut back a little bit, or that's an issue.
Yeah, that's an issue with Tim Burton in general.
Yeah, there's just some dialogue issues, but other than that, I think it's great, and I think it's a great movie to introduce your kids into Halloween type movies.
See, Nadia, this movie puts the die in dialogue.
That's what we're doing all night, Leon. That's what we're doing all night. I'm here for it.
That's what we're doing all night.
Vex wanted me to highlight.
Whitey right now is adding the log.
Vex wanted me to highlight this for you, Leon. Leon wants to cry because the tears will lube his Sonic dildo.
Joke's on you. It's a shadow dildo.
Oh God, hilarious! Oh my God.
Big and black.
Sammy, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the panel again.
Doing good. I remember I saw you were doing this, and Vex showed me the schedule, and I said, if I don't get on this movie, then I definitely will have to do another one. But no, it is one of my favorite movies, and I'm stoked to talk about it. I, unlike Nadia, have thought, just growing up with the cartoon as well and everything. I always thought that this movie could very well have an excellent sequel. I think if they're able to carry on, kind of like the visual tones and just the overall fun, and just the rambunctiousness that Michael Keaton brings to this role, I think it's going to be a very hard thing to screw up. It might not be an exact duplicate of a movie, but you don't always want that in a sequel anyway. I mean, that script that was going on for years that never got taken up on was Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. I would have loved that. It's anybody's guess, but yes, this is definitely one of my favorite movies growing up, and even as an adult. I think I was 6 months old when it came out, but
nice. Yeah. I'm old as fuck.
I mean,
okay.
Well, it's a weird breed of a movie where it does have these very kind of adult feelings of horror and visuals, but it's digestible in a sense that even young kids can enjoy it. I enjoyed it very much as a child, so it really is this interesting piece of film, and I can't wait to get into it with you guys.
Hell yeah.
It's a more twisted Ghostbusters in that way.
Yeah.
The sequel is going to be 36 years. 36 years between the original and sequel. And everybody has faith in it, right? 36 years.
I'm very on the fence.
Say that it's going to be out. I said I was optimistic. That's all.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I'm like, I'm like you, Nadia. I'm kind of like, I want to have hope in this movie, the sequel, but I'm like, something just feels very off. But I could just be whatever. Maybe my expectations are low, and maybe that's a good thing.
From the trailers, it looks too bloated with villains to me.
A lot of side characters.
Too bloated with villains. That's just my take from the. Again, I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope this is amazing, or at least
even if the movie isn't good, we get to look at Jenna Ortega for 2 hours. How is that not a dub?
That's true. Fair enough.
White juice.
Yeah.
Stop grabbing yourself, man. This is fucking kids.
Is it white juice or is it white guys?
Ooh. For Vex, we'll do white guys. Well, if for Vex, we'll do white Jews. Actually, Beetlejuice would have been a great show for her to be on.
Yeah. Don't
First of all, Boost. She's 21. Second of all, I'm 30. 9 years ain't no big deal.
Jesus Christ. Whitey, how you doing, buddy?
So on that note,
I'm
doing pretty good. I don't know. I saw the cartoon a lot more when I was.
I remember
that. That was a new thing. And it was super duper well done, and I feel like they kind of got that Danny Elfman music going, and they did really well. But anyway, the movie to me is just that weird. You know how I feel about Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big fan. Not a big
Mhm.
fan. Not a big fan. So
Really, Whitey?
yeah, it's just that dark shit that unless I'm getting like a handy from an emo chick, then I don't really care about. So
Have you seen Big Fish?
I love
no.
Big Fish. I
No.
love
I think
that movie.
Big Fish is Burton's like best movie.
Well, the
It's
one
pretty,
Burton.
pretty dang
okay.
good. Pretty.
Well,
it's not bad.
I would give it a try, but either way, you know, it's a certain feeling that just makes me.
It's Tim Burton's The Notebook.
So,
Well, it's almost like it almost doesn't feel like a Tim Burton movie.
No, it almost
But in
doesn't.
a
But
good way.
it has a bit Burtonisms. My issue
Sure.
with Burton is just he's visually, guy's amazing, right? He builds these worlds. It's his storytelling lacks sometimes.
I think that he
His
rocked it with
visuals are great
Batman.
until you put them in 3D and make an Alice in Wonderland movie that nobody asked for.
Oh,
And
okay.
CGI
Okay.
green screen.
Yeah.
Then his visuals are a bit fucked up. So
Yeah,
not
and
in a good way.
there's times when he's going to be thrown into things that it's just like, hey, what if Tim Burton made a Marvel movie or some shit? You know,
Oh, God.
it's just a certain. But the dude totally gives you a vibe, and I
That's
respect
true.
it in that
That's
way.
true.
And this was more like a spectacle to me, not really a good movie. So
Right,
you know,
right,
but I'm here for it. So let's do it.
Do it. All right, Mumbo Juice King, Gord King.
Wumbo. Gosh,
are
you
you-
gotta
are
you
you-
gotta flip that M from
Mumbo.
M to W.
Sorry. Yeah, Mumbo. So, how are you, sir? And how's the Wumbo Juice doing tonight? You?
Oh, the Wumbo juice is delicious. It's 200% organic. That's why. Yeah, but yeah, it's funny that Nadia said that this is a good movie to introduce the young people to horror. Because this was my introduction to horror. I
Me too.
saw this movie in theaters. It was the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater in 1988. I was 5 years old, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It struck a chord with my imagination in a way that really no movie ever had. My sister and I used to make believe that we were on set helping making things happen because this movie actually made us fascinated by how did they do this? How did they do that? Like, it was the first movie that actually made us think about the behind the scenes aspect of filmmaking. And yeah, I adore this film. It's not perfect, but it's pretty dang close. It's an amazing film. I think Michael Keaton's performance
he's
is
fantastic.
one of the best comedic performances ever.
Yeah.
And he doesn't
Yeah.
even show up in the movie till like halfway through. Like it's a
He's only
yeah.
it's kind of the Hannibal Lecter thing where he's only in it for about 17 minutes.
He's
but-
loving this.
Are we
He's
all
loving
gonna
it.
skip over the fact that Gord was 5 years old when this came out, bro? How are you fucking old but sound 8?
I know.
That's the Michael Cera thing.
I've always thought you were younger than me, Gord.
That's
Holy
Michael
shit.
Cera. That's Michael Cera.
I've been chatting with one of my new subscribers, and when she found out today I was older than her because she's like 36, she was like, "You sound like you're 20." I was like, "Yeah."
I
Yep.
swear to God,
only
Gord
Gordon
sounds like-
Ponce de Leon. No.
What was that?
Gord
Nadia?
sounds like this. Gord sounds like this guy from Love After Lockup. That's on
Wow.
that show.
Dude,
And
right
I
as
had
you
to do
said that,
double
Boosh
take.
said
I was
he's
like,
Wow. Okay.
right as you said that, look at Bush's message that came through at the same time. He said he hangs out at a lot of elementary schools. And you're like, "Oh, that's locked up." I'm like, oh, fuck, what was he locked up for?
no, it's Love After Lockup. It's stories about people who like marry inmates or they do letters to them and like when they get out. Yeah, but there's one
You're
guy.
such a girl.
There's one guy.
Such a girl. Oh my God.
They mate with the inmate.
Bullshit,
Wow.
Gord. Don't ever let him crap on
Well,
you. for having
on
youthful
that
vigor to your
note,
voice.
before we get
No,
this
I
thing
don't.
shut down-
I don't mind it at all. I think it's one of the funny things I can play with is people.
Yeah. Well, there's
get
other
thrown
funny
by
things
my
you can
age.
play with, but you know. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to Beetlejuice.
On that note,
On that note, doodly do. I like. Yeah, it's a very very short movie. Obviously, it's like without the credits, it's like an hour and 27 minutes, I think. So there's a lot of
Tight
stuff
90,
that
baby. Tight 90.
Tight 90. Yeah, and the intro was so fucking Tim Burton. Get the intro with the
I'm
music.
gonna let's avoid any grandma jokes.
damn, you beat me to it.
Stop it.
Is
such
this
such
called
a
Chris Chan chat.
Danny
We're talking about Juno the caseworker. Tight 90.
Tight 90, baby. Jesus. Guys, you people are
Holy
sick, you know
shit.
that?
By the way, so this opening theme It's one of like I think the top 5 ever. It's incredible. It's I
fantastic.
think it's one of Danny. Like I know the Batman opening theme. It's amazing.
Oh.
I'm not sure between this one and that one which I actually like more. I love both of them.
They're both fantastic.
I might have a little bit more nostalgia for this one because I listened to it first.
Yeah.
But
this
I love
movie
this
is my
opening sequence. You get like
favorite.
panning over this what you think is a town, and then you see this little house, and there's a giant spider like a monster movie. Danny Elfman's score. It's this nice blend of horror and whimsical.
Well, I love this model.
Like
this
playing like
model of the
16th
town.
notes. Like it is just bombastic.
Right.
Like
It's so good. So Danny Elfman.
I think it's his second best score, honestly. Like, and
It's
the
so
only
good.
reason that it's not his best score is because it's kind of this is early enough in his career where this one isn't derivative, but so many of the later films feel kind of derivative of this. So I feel it kind of drags the score down slightly, but I still think this is his second best score, bar none.
Look at this,
Yeah,
Nadia.
Batman is
Nadia
always
making
gonna be
history.
Yeah, the makeup head I
That's
had to
cool.
re-look it because I was pretty sure it was V. She taught a course when I went to school in LA for special effects makeup
Right.
on character design. So
Nice.
I was like, I knew something was. I recognized the name. I was like, it can't be.
Oh yeah.
And then it turned out
It
to be.
is.
Yeah.
Small
Mhm.
world. Small world. I will say I do like the way that they set up the main characters in the beginning of the movie. Because they die pretty quickly. And my daughter was watching this with me, and the way that they die, she goes, "Will they really die from that?" I go, "Listen, it's a PG.
Low key, when we get to that, the dog is the villain of the movie.
The dog is the villain.
Proving
Would
once and for all
they
cats are
actually die
better.
from that? Like the pressure of the water, depending on how deep that thing
Maybe
is,
the way they
pressure of water on the
landed.
windows,
Yeah, I might
like-
just go with it. Just go with it.
Also, the real catastrophe here is that fucking Alec Baldwin didn't actually die when filming this, because that would have been awesome. I
No
fucking
guns on
hate
set.
Alec Baldwin.
If
bro.
he
I
had felt
hate
like
him
an old
raw
blunderbuss
for
up in the
political
attic or something.
Right.
By the way,
right.
I feel obligated to say this. If your car ever is submerged in water, undo your seatbelt and break the back window because that's going to have the least amount of pressure on it. That way you can get out.
I got you. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Even
more you
we'll
know.
we'll get to that part. We'll get to that part. But I like how they basically set up this couple as their loving couple. I guess they're at this point they're in the movie. They're on vacation. They just want to renovate the house a little bit and all this stuff. So you get a very good sense of who these people are. Very simple, right? They live in the beautiful country area in Connecticut, and I don't know. It's good character building immediately. And then
Well,
I don't know.
This shows you
Go ahead.
that this movie has both adult themes and it can be still family friendly too. Because rewatching it as adult, I'm like, oh, they get a little handsy with each other. Like, what's going on here? I don't remember any of
okay
this.
in PG movies, though. That's the thing. Is that was parental guidance. That's what PG means. Parental guidance. Hey, you're watching this with your kiddo. You
Right.
give a little bit of guidance. Like that wasn't a big fucking deal.
The movie.
I know it wasn't a big fucking
F-bombs
deal,
crying out loud.
but I'm saying in
Yes.
comparison of seeing it at 9 years old versus seeing it at 30 something years old,
Right.
like I didn't pay
Right.
attention to this. That's why this movie is a perfect, almost family friendly film because
Right.
it'll go over kids' heads or,
Right.
not be as.
Yeah, I wasn't coming down on you.
abrasive.
I hate the rating system. I hate the rating system so goddamn much because nowadays, like movies that are PG now, it would have been G just 10 fucking years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
The rating system
Our-
is so fucking stupid.
Well,
It
is.
PG-13 in a way kind of ruined them.
Yeah,
They
that
kinda
middle
ruined 'em.
ground. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they tried to create the immigrant, which I mean, it's a novel thought, but yeah, we made G movies. The difference between a G and a PG too strict. The difference between a PG and a PG-13 is not. It's sometimes strict and it's sometimes really inconsistent. Like there's movies that come out today that you're like, how did this get a PG when it's clearly PG-13 by modern standards, or vice versa? I mean, it's just there's no consistency anymore.
But Jaws is only PG. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
sure, you go back and watch All the President's Men from back in the 70s. They drop like 9 F-bombs in that movie. It's PG.
But it's
Right.
also like particular too. Like you can't show boobs. You can show boobs, but you can't show a dick. Like there's different. It just doesn't make sense with this whole rating system.
You can say ass.
Yeah.
you can't
I think it
say
should just
asshole.
be like appropriate for children, not appropriate for children. That's about it.
Mhm.
That's the two
Yeah.
rating systems.
Yeah.
to be
That's
fair, in
true.
the modern
Yeah,
day, I'm kind of okay with them not showing dick because I don't know if it's a man dick or a woman dick at this point. So, like,
That's true. Fair enough. A good thing you didn't watch House of Dragons season 2.
It's a bonus
Oh,
dick.
I have not watched it.
Can we note also? It almost makes me sad, but Geena Davis is very pretty in this movie.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
is.
Well,
Very
speaking of that,
pretty back
Copa,
here.
the poll has been made. So
Yeah.
people,
She was quite attractive back then.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
Because she has a very gummy
although
smile.
if you're all going to hurt my feelings if you don't choose the third option in that poll. I mean,
yeah, no, you should choose the
Gord,
third option.
I would smash Geena Davis before you, but I would smash you before Alec Baldwin. So,
100%.
I'm pretty
Smashing
sure Geena
Pumpkins.
Davis is in Mensa. Like she's like one of the Hollywood's like
Billy
secret
Corgan.
people.
So is this girl? Is this her sister or a family?
it's a
member?
cousin.
It's a cousin. That's right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cousin.
Yeah. So she
I
wants her to
always
sell
thought
the
that was
house.
their realtor.
At first, I did.
It is. Well, it's a
Familiarity
potential
is a little
realtor, but
too strong. Like she's the kind of if she was a realtor for them beyond the familial tie, she would have been fired for some of the crap she said.
absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so inappropriate too. The only way that she could operate is to be familial because like if my realtor was showing up and knocking up at my windows and shit, I'd be
It's
calling
7
the
in the
cops
morning.
at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But she does. There is a line in the movie where she says they were family. So
yeah. So she like I'm looking at
I did look up in the Burton wiki that she's a cousin.
I'm looking at the price that she's like selling. It was 1988 for $260,000. I'm like, back then that was a lot for a house that big. I'm like,
Yeah,
what would
really.
that be? Connecticut. What would that be now?
They must have some good land on there or something.
Yeah,
It'd be
they do.
400,000 easy.
Oh, probably
I think a million. Yeah,
I was thinking
Yeah,
closer to 5,000,
easily.
500,000.
I would say one like not easy 1.2 something. It's ridiculous. But anyway, it was just a little thing. But here's a funny part.
How much the house cost? I'll pull up the currency converter.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
260,000.
It was 260.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't check my fictional real estate catalog.
Listen, we go over everything here. God damn it, Sammy.
Sammy, you're supposed to be fucking prepared, man.
Yeah,
You should
god
know
damn it.
this.
I like this. So yeah, so they own a hardware store. Very, very. Actually the town, wherever they filmed this, was like,
it's filmed in California, but they modeled it after
Vermont,
Vermont,
but I'm like,
but it takes place in a fictional Connecticut town.
Connecticut, yeah, which is yeah. This is
706,000, just so you guys know.
Okay, thank you for researching that for me. I appreciate you.
Is that what
I like
up to
inflation
9.
calculators. The inflation stuff is really fun for me because I'm retarded. So
No, that's okay. Did we ever know? Like, so he's playing music in the basement here. Did you notice when he has this little like old school tape recorder? And it could barely make any sound coming out of it, but she can hear it upstairs with like massive bass go. First thing I go to Sassy, why is it so loud upstairs when it's just a little dinky record? It's like it's a stupid little thing. I was like,
And
yeah,
they listen to the
transistor
funniest
radio
music.
almost,
I'm
like
like, where did this couple get their musical tastes?
That's okay. It's okay. Yeah, so he's like doing some painting. That's a nice house. It needs a little work, but
It kind of looks like the Psycho house a little bit.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
I think
Good
it looks
call.
awesome. I kind of love it.
No, it's nice. It's
yeah.
nice.
No, it's great. But I think maybe that's where they probably got their
Like it's
influence on
weird. It looks like
Mhm.
it looks like a nice house that's also really creepy. I mean,
Yes,
like I think
that's
it's
Burton.
like if you painted
It's
this
a
house
Scooby-Doo
black,
house.
you'd be like, oh, this is like a haunted house, basically.
That roof needs
Yeah.
to be
Because it's white, it gives off kind of that Amityville kind of feel.
There's some work that needs to be
where you're
done on
just
that
like,
roof,
it looks
though.
nice, but there's something weird.
It's
going on.
really not
Yeah,
creepy
this is
until
how I
the
view
new
like
people
the
move
Marston
in.
house
Yeah.
in Salem's
Right.
Lot.
Right.
It looks
Mhm.
a little bit like a church too.
Mhm.
Almost like a house that's been converted
Okay,
into a church.
sure.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see that. I can see that. Yeah.
With a
Nice little-
demon living in it. Why not?
This nice
Let's
little
go.
town. Look, this simple
Matt
country
Damon.
life. You know, it's so funny. When I watched this, I was like, nah, I don't know if I'd ever appreciate this kind of lifestyle. Now I'm like, I wish
I
lived
want
in a
that
place
lifestyle.
like that.
I'm with
saying
you.
that-
Yeah.
Just saying that, I was like, I want to go to the town wherever Ernie is.
I want to live where this
Yeah.
town is.
Yeah.
Very calm,
Go
peaceful, like a
visit New
laid back.
Hampshire. There's these nice little colonial
Little
towns,
towns
that are
like
just
this.
like this. They're so beautiful. They're
Yes.
and they're
Especially
so
in the fall.
nice.
Oh my god.
And they got so
Oh
many
my
old
God.
people. It's great.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
like this
You
guy
know that
who's
when they
sitting there-
die, you can just snatch up that property.
Yeah.
Like how this guy just talks to him, and he just like keeps going and go, and he's like goes inside, gets all the shit, he comes out, and
He's
like, "All right,
reminiscing
bye."
about some like hardcore barber story. And it's like,
Yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Ah, his hair right now is gone.
I could live in a
Head
retirement
down
home.
to his dang
Oh, yeah.
shoulders.
I could do it now. I
100%.
could do it now.
Me too. Yeah, I'm
That
the
his
hustle and
name
bustle.
was
I'm done
Jeffrey Dahmer.
with it. Yeah. Again, this is like all what is this? Like not even 5-6 minutes into the movie, and you
Yeah.
already.
there's
and
the
then
villain.
here's the villain. It's fucking dog.
Evil pup.
Yeah, and then they crash right into the thing. So I love
And then
how
the dog like comes over the edge and like taunts him too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
dog is
yeah.
evil.
But how do they do
let
that?
it be a lesson to everybody. If you're driving and there's a dog in the just hit the fucker. Like it's a dog. There's more.
Yeah.
No, Leon. No, Leon.
No.
You
Leon.
screwed
I'm
up.
on a
This is
bridge.
how-
That
this is
dog's
how-
dead.
Really,
This is
if you
women
think
thought.
about- If you
Yeah.
really think about it, they died a pretty slow, agonizing
What?
death. Like
That's
this
what I'm
is
saying. Yeah.
pretty
so
That's
like,
what I'm
dark.
saying. Go ahead
Now-
and hit the dog.
so
No,
okay. So
don't hit the
my
dog.
understanding
You could
is
kill-
they
okay.
You don't know.
They
The car
actually-
went upside down. They could have broken their
they
neck.
crash upside down, right? So it didn't seem like it was that big of a drop. But again, I don't know physics, all that.
I've
Bullshit.
done
Like,
worse.
but their windows were down already, so like you would think maybe by the time they hit, they would be.
Were
able
they
to
wearing
get...
their seatbelts?
It didn't look like it. I don't know. Well, a woman was driving first of all. That was the first problem. I mean,
Mhm.
What's that supposed to?
a man would have saw the dog first.
You know
Just
exactly
saying,
what
he's
it means.
paying attention.
But
Dog
boom,
just-
Men can see
And if
faster
Alec
than
Baldwin
women,
were
don't you
driving, he
know?
would have done a drive-by on that dog. And
Yeah, he
it would
would've
have been
shot the dog
Chinese
and then-
food.
Look
Yeah,
at
this
dog.
would have been a whole
Actually,
different movie.
As a
Look at this
woman, I would have
taunting
hit my
dog.
brakes. I would have hit my brakes, and I would have went out of the car to pick up the dog.
I think
Yeah,
you wouldn't
but
have.
also
I
as a
wouldn't have
woman,
turned-
you wouldn't have realized, oh, I forgot to change the brake pads I've been driving on for the last 2 years, and it wouldn't have come to a fucking halt.
I changed
so-
my own brake pads, Leon. Okay.
That would
Hey,
be great.
good
There's
for
like
you.
a 15-minute. There's like a 15-minute alternate version of this movie where it's just Alec Baldwin apologizing to Geena Davis. Like, I'm not swerving on the bridge.
I didn't
Okay,
do it.
let's just try to enjoy the vacation.
Yeah.
Nadia
So-
does wear flannel, so.
He
Yeah, so
stops
they
the car, he
come
picks up the
home,
dog, and he
they-
throws it off the bridge.
It's not- yeah, so they come home, the fire's already set, and I love like they're like, how did we even get back here? Like, what the fuck is going on? What happened here? And this is where it gets, you go right into the afterlife stuff. This is where he steps out.
So
for the first
someone in
time.
the comments earlier, I think it was Wah. I want to address it until we got to this point because when they open the door, they're all wet and stuff like that. And Wah said, "Shouldn't they be wet as ghosts all time the whole time?" And that was actually the initial idea. But Tim Burton and co. found out very early on that would be stupid difficult to film, just having to be constantly wet throughout the course of the filming. And so they nixed the idea. But just so you know, Wah, that was something that was acknowledged and it was a part of the original plan.
He also nixed it because he knew it would be a pretty uncomfortable way for Baldwin and Davis to have to film.
I could not care how uncomfortable Baldwin is, and I want to see Geena Davis wet even more. So,
well, not now.
Well, maybe not now, but like
not 2024. No.
Well, the getting's good, Cannoli.
You got Geena Davis eyes.
Sorry,
I
Nadia.
hope
Go ahead.
I would hope if I die, God would at least blow dry me before I came to the other side. At least,
Well, this is a whole new
Never mind.
period.
That could have
Yeah,
been
this is
taken out of context.
This is,
I don't know why.
I don't know what you're saying. How dare you say that about our
blow
Lord?
dry. You added
Lord,
dry at the
No,
smite
just
her.
dry me,
But this is like purgatory,
God.
though. This is like their purgatory. This isn't even like going to heaven yet. But
What even then? You
and see, now is my purgatory the most?
Spirit,
Anakin
it's your
Skywalker
ghost.
was
Why would it be
straight up
wet?
hell.
right. So like I like the. So I was the only thing I was slightly confused on. So when he steps out, is that a different universe or another planet? Because doesn't Michael Keaton hint that it's another planet later on in the movie when they step out? Into
They
the
make a
sand?
joking reference to it being Saturn.
Saturn. Because
Like,
you do
oh,
see moons and like
Saturn. Hey, I've been to Saturn.
yeah. This is where she figures out like and then he's gone for a while, right? Doesn't she say like
2
he was
hours.
gone?
And
2
granted,
hours?
it's probably the clunkiest piece of dialogue in the movie. Granted, it's you almost could miss what she's saying,
Right.
but she actually says the moment she pulls them out, she says 2 hours. That's how long you were gone. And I'm like, I'm glad they gloss over it because that's a really bad piece of dialogue there.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
dialogue specifically
say
there
about
to
the
tell the
dialogue?
audience like how long he was gone.
Mhm.
It could have been written a lot better, but yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of comes
Yeah.
and goes fast. But I was like, yeah, that's not a
Yeah.
good line.
And then they have this book for the recently deceased laying around, and like, of course, I love how neither one really reads it. They just read bits of it, but not the whole book to understand what's going on.
Guy
It's
don't
just
need
like-
Guy doesn't
Yeah.
need the owner manual.
No.
We got this
So,
shit.
Yeah, and it's like it's pretty interesting. Well, I don't see anything about heaven or
The
hell.
thing, I actually thought this was a nice little bit of acting from her. Is when she's just kind of offhandedly say, are we halfway to heaven? Are we halfway to hell? And then she kind of puts her hand over her mouth like that worries her. Like, oh, what if we are on our way to hell? I was like, that's a
Right.
good little bit of acting from her.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah, that's true. No, that was a good point. I didn't even catch that. Good job. Beetlejuice, the bio-exorcist card in the corner there. I love it.
Egg sandworms up 13.
Sandworm incident. I think the sandworm design is the same in this movie, the new one. Even they kept that. If I'm not mistaken.
Probably. I would hope
Yeah.
so.
That's kind
Well,
of
because
I like
we
also
were
that he
talking about
refers
last
to the
night,
obituary
the
as
only
the business
issue,
section.
Sorry, go ahead.
maybe it was on my show earlier, but the only issue is with the sandworm design, and the design's the same, but it looks like they CGI'd it as opposed to practical effects, and that's the one thing in the trailer was like, oh, don't like that.
I don't
Are they
think
just
CGI
are they just trying to keep it in line?
There is no CGI in the movie, from what I've heard.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, it's very hard to CGI like fantasy type creatures, not dragons and stuff like that, that has like animal textures and stuff. Like a
Right.
sandworm is going to look really bad CGI'd because it's not based off an actual animal. So I'm with Leon. It looks really bad in the trailers. Again, 36 years between the first and second one.
Nadia won't let it go.
Just saying.
Yeah, I really hope it's good.
Tell me how Beetlejuice ages. Tell me how Beetlejuice ages. Just
Well, I
wanna
mean,
know.
you gotta say like there's a big creepiness that comes with how they did it, and with practical effects. I think it makes it way creepier than any CGI will ever be.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
It's all- it's
Yeah.
all weird.
And also, Nadia, what
here's
you
how
said could be
Beetlejuice
explained
ages.
away in one line.
No,
What?
I can tell you how Beetlejuice ages, and if they don't go with this explanation, then fuck this movie. But in the musical, Beetlejuice is not a ghost. It turns out he is a demon. Maybe demons do age.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll
No.
explain it somehow.
Yeah.
Nadia's like,
Tim
no.
Burton
Yeah, no, man.
Or
Tim Burton
some sort of
told-
punishment, for
That's a stretch.
stealing that guy's
That's a
ticket
stretch.
or whatever. It could be
Yeah.
Well,
explained
Tim
away in one
Burton
line,
told-
Nadia.
A poorly
Michael
written
Keaton.
line, apparently, Sammy.
What were you saying, Whitey?
Well, Tim Burton told Michael Keaton that he's supposed to be, like an eternal creature. So
Maybe they could have used the CGI they use in The Irishman that
Oh
made
my
people
God,
look
no.
weird.
I don't know how that would look with the Beetlejuice makeup.
No,
on.
I wouldn't look good. It
I'm
wouldn't
You
sure
get
it wouldn't
some
look
really
any
tall
worse than
shoes.
Ian Holm and fucking Alien Romulus. So
Oh gosh,
Just saying.
God.
that effect was
Um,
horrific. At least this
it
was
was
just still a
terrible.
guy in makeup. I'm fine with that. The aging thing's not going to bother me all that much, to be perfectly honest. I just want the
Yeah.
movie to be good.
yeah,
I do love, but one thing I love about the
pretty
effects
much
in
the
this,
same.
part of what's kind of remarkable about the effects in this movie, though, is that Burton from the get-go wanted the effects to have a B movie quality to them
Yes.
altogether. He was like, I want this movie to look cheesy. He was inspired
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
by
it makes
like a lot of
sense.
old B horror movies, and he wanted it
Yeah,
to have
yeah,
that look, and it's aged in most aspects
Could somebody-
remarkably well. I mean,
somebody
there's some
explain to me-
obvious like effects, like parts of this, like the shrinking head thing doesn't look very good now. It looks kind of goofy.
Not
and there's,
now,
like, a
no.
little
But at
parts
the
here
end,
and there
no.
that- nope, but
Yeah.
most of the effects actually look pretty awesome.
I like.
Yeah.
Can somebody explain to me how people sleep on beds this fucking small together? Me and Sassy, every time we see a movie where people are sleeping on like a twin bed, how do you fit on these fucking things
Well,
together?
Well,
Well,
back in
I'm
the '80s, people weren't fucking fat yet because McDonald's
That
hadn't
is
ruined
true.
everyone.
That
So-
is true. I'll give you that. But
The
I
headboard
like.
is over there, and the bed is right there. What am I-
Well,
what am I
yeah. Well,
looking at?
she's floating. She's floating.
Yeah,
Oh,
why
okay,
is the
okay.
head? Oh, right.
She's.
You don't
floating.
even need a bed when you're dead.
Yeah, when you're
And
dead,
she's
you don't
float up
need to
there.
sleep. And then she falls, and then everybody wakes up.
I think a
Things
better
are
question
different.
is why do they need to sleep at all?
Yeah, they're dead. Like, why do you get tired when you're dead? Like,
they need-
Probably because they're trying to. It's something you're used to as a human being. You
It's
go
just
to
like a
sleep,
habit.
eat,
Yeah.
just to bring some like familiarity, maybe.
That's
So
a
comfort.
who's
fact,
taking a
Lex.
ghost dump?
Good call, Zach. Good
Yeah.
call.
Can you take a ghost dump? I wonder.
But here we go. We get the main people. It was so funny. I had to
Can you
explain
clog
to
a ghost toilet?
this
That's
guy.
what
Yeah,
I'm
this
thinking.
guy. This actor here
I
got in a
can.
lot of trouble. Lot.
Yeah,
of
he
trouble.
did.
He,
It sucks because he's good in most movies he's in.
Yeah.
But holy
Yeah.
crap.
His
always
career,
that-
his career's gonna turn around though because he's gonna come back and be the new spokesman for Subway, and it'll all be
So-
okay.
I like 6 inches. I mean the sub. It's like,
RLP,
Meatball.
real
Oh,
life
sorry,
photo.
stop it.
yeah. But he's all in on this country because he's basically here to relax because he got so strung out. in his
One
city
of the
job that-
funniest running jokes of this movie is every time he starts to relax, he gets jump scared out of
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Every
That's the
single
ongoing
time,
joke.
and it's funny every time.
Yep. She's Catherine O'Hara is pretty good in this. She comes in right
I love
away. She's like a little gasoline.
I
She-
fucking love her. She's great.
She is
I
fantastic.
just
And then
wish that
Winona
she yelled
Ryder,
Kevin really loud.
Yeah. By the way, wrong movie, wrong script.
I know.
Let it out.
This is another one of those change, like things that the musical changed. I think changed for the better. She's still very like uptight and whatnot, but in the musical, she does want a relationship with Lydia, and like she wants to be this like the good stepmom, and she's just again a lot of life changes. She's wound tight. There's an active attempt to be in her life and whatnot. So I'm hoping that when the sequel comes around, they sort of touch on that. They've got a good relationship, things to that effect. Because while I like Lydia or Delia in this movie because she's funny, I like the attempt of being a good stepmom that comes from the musical adaptation.
Right.
Oh, Winona was 15 during this.
Oof! Wow.
So near Jeffrey.
Oh yeah, get her away from Jeff.
This guy.
But wasn't Jeffrey like messing around with boys?
Yes.
Yes, I was boys.
So she's safe. For now.
And we get Otho, who's also a fantastic character.
What the shit is going on?
He's to me, he's so annoying. Yeah, it just works. He's so
go back.
He's
the Needry of this movie from from Jurassic Park. And, like he's so annoying, but you love him, sort of thing.
You love him anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Picking his
she's
nose
licking his nose.
She's just licking his nose because she's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how you clean that out. Okay, cool.
Geena Davis is like, why did she do that?
Leon and his bird.
I let him clean my teeth.
That, like disgusting, like whatever the heck sculpture that is. It looks like a demon watermelon or something.
Yeah.
That thing?
And I love how they just go from room to room and they're just spray painting like what they want to do, the colors.
Mauve.
Yeah, mauve. You read my mind. Not many people. Not many of my clients could read my mind. It's like the fuck. Yeah. It's just, and then
the type of character. It's like he's playing. I feel like somebody who's eccentric for the sake of being eccentric. Like it makes him feel like he's better than everybody.
Yeah, 100%.
He's weird because he thinks it makes him cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very kind of like a hipster vibe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's an 80s hipster, exactly.
It's like half of the golf girls out there, only fat.
Like he said, he was a
I'm
hair
wearing
analyst.
a bolo tie.
And I'm like, what the hell is that?
I did cocaine before; it was cool.
What the hell's a hair analyst? He's like, for a brief time,
hair analyst.
Hair
What?
analyst.
Briefly.
Yeah. And this part here where they're trying to. So it's sorry. Go ahead, Bonnie. Go ahead.
It's all right. The costume designs for each character is great. It fits the personality of each character very well. Each choice does. Yep.
I like how they're trying to haunt them, but yet they haven't read the book to know that most people who are alive can't see them anyway. This is where reading is essential, people.
It cracks me up that you see this as the audience, you see this horrifying image, and Otho's just like, ugh, deliver me from LLB.
Yes.
It's so good. So good.
Well, and that was one of the things too, that where I said it's very digestible horror for like little ones. So there is something that you would see that is, typically if you would have saw it in another film in another context, very, very scary. But because they don't react or they're anything about it, you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. This isn't bad. This, for some reason.
Here's the thing. And this is what I would encourage to look for on rewatch. The initial split-second reaction fits what they're looking at. It's what comes directly after that you realize, oh, they don't see them. Because like when they open the closet and she's hanging there and pulls her face off, like Catherine gosh. And but then they just start talking about all like the clothing and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's what they're reacting to. And then they walk in here and he's like, ugh. And it's like, okay, that would be a sensible reaction to this. And
these
like,
closets
from LLB. And you're like, wait, what? Like when I was a kid, that threw me off a little bit. I was like, wait a minute, do they see this or do they not see this? I was kind of confused as a kid, but as obviously as I got older, I realized, no, they're giving you that initial reaction where it makes sense, but then it doesn't. It's great.
I want to see the Shyamalan cut with Haley Joel Osment in it. That will really change the concept of the movie.
That would just be a totally different, different.
What's wrong with you people? Do you want to see what's happening here?
I love how I love how they can't get into the attic at all. But like after like 6 months of them living there, they still never got into the attic. It's like
who the hell does that, dude?
Like but
I like also that the headless corpse runs past them. And he's like,
to shut the door.
And then it bangs open, slams, and he's like, oh. And it's like, how much of that was noticed, if any?
Yeah. Yeah, and then she's just getting pissed because she wants them out. And nothing's working, and this is where she falls out of the thing and meets the sandworms.
Anakin Skywalker's a nightmare.
Anakin's. I hate sandworms. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There's the design of the sandworm.
It's Dune. Oh my God, not again.
Dune meets Alien Romulus.
Yeah, Dune. Yeah, exactly. Oh God. Yeah.
Walk in a stupid way, they won't find you.
And they're eating. Why are we eating Cantonese? Is there no Szechuan here? I'm like, bro.
I also love that, like, Catherine O'Hara, all of her like accessorizing is hilarious. Like she's tying her hair with gloves. There's a scene later where she's wearing his red sweater as like pants. It's like she's so
yeah. Very odd. And then they don't really like. Somebody had mentioned in a review like they didn't like how they made what the hell the kid is it Nadia? Yeah,
Lydia.
Like how
Lydia.
How they? Sorry, I'm like
Nadia's helping you do the review.
Yeah, she is. I'm sorry. Lydia, like they don't explain why she's like so dark, and it's like, well, she's a fucking teenager, man. Like that's
she's a child who lost her mother. I think that's kind of easy to discern,
and it's hinted easily. Yeah, because she mentions it's a stepmom.
I don't think that's difficult to figure out.
No, people
she wants attention and doesn't know how to explain.
What retard said that?
Yeah,
it was in a Reddit. It was like
a plot point in the movie.
Yeah, it was some stupid Reddit. I don't understand how they didn't explain this and that.
But
idiot.
I'm glad.
To be fair,
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go for it, Sammy.
I'm saying, it all kind of makes sense in like this perfect alchemy where no one's really, because in a modern movie they'd be like, Lydia, why are you always dressed like you're going to a funeral? Yada yada. They're not, because in her own sense, Lydia's a bit of a handful, but like you also see that Catherine O'Hara's got like a glove. On her in her hair, and it's all the work. And Jeffrey Jones just looks tired. Like you don't need to explain the dynamics of this family because it's being so well presented, and I really appreciate it. Like it was like in any modern film they would just beat you to death with exposition when it's right there for everyone to see.
No, I think you guys are reading into this way too much. It's 1988. Yeah. Clearly, she's a fan of The Cure.
Well,
exactly. Right.
Lydia's aesthetic is pretty much like Catherine O'Hara's aesthetic in this too. They're almost parallel to it, so it could be her way of trying to be accepted by her stepmom.
Yeah,
but with a funeral
I like that.
Yeah.
I love this part.
This is one of those where he's trying to relax. He's got his little tea.
Yeah, and the thing crashes. Like, what are you people doing? It's like, what the fuck? It's so funny. And then the thing comes down and closes in on her. And then you got Lydia, just taking photos of everything. She sees the ghost, though, obviously, because she's one of those. She could see the ghosts. Yeah.
What the twist?
Pretty fun. With the twist. Yeah. And then, she doesn't. So she gives her the master key to the whole house, right?
Yep, a skeleton key.
Is that what happened? Skeleton key. Sorry, yeah, the skeleton key.
Now look at her little daughter who's dressed exactly like her.
Like her. You talk about
He's
parallels,
a realtor
right?
in the making.
They drowned.
They drowned. You can sell your house for. Isn't that great? Yeah, you should buy that and wear that. Go wear her out. I was gonna say wear her outfit to the Beetlejuice.
No, absolutely not. I have that hat similar to that, but no. Absolutely not.
Disappointing. This is
disappointing.
This freaking whole commercial. Yeah, so
yes,
they see the Beetlejuice ad that comes out of the book, and this part was freaking hilarious though. Like you got the commercial. You still haven't physically seen him. This is the first time technically you're physically seeing him, but he doesn't actually join them for a while still. You still have another 20 minutes before he actually gets into the movie. But this is funny. His commercial cracks
about
me up.
Like him being on top of the fake cow, dressed as cowboy. Right. All this dialogue. I mean, Keaton is just so unhinged in this, and it's fantastic.
He said he had an absolute. Second. He was scared shitless of doing this role because he didn't think it was going to work.
He turned it down initially.
Yeah,
It took I think 3 conversations to convince him.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, this is the movie he considers his favorite.
And just to think, a year later, we got Batman.
So much.
Right.
Well, and that helped him. This role helped him get it, and he's just taking it from everywhere. I mean, just you know, like certain things he says, it was like it's definitely things you would hear on the road, like as a stand-up in the 80s, and you know, things like that. And you know, it was like, I won't play 3 nights in a row, man. I won't do it. You know, it's like you can feel like he's grabbing from all these different places, and
110%.
it just works. It just works.
He's
so
grabbing. He's grabbing everything. But this,
yeah,
you're right. You're right, Gord. Though, like the limited time he's on, he takes over the show. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's the Hannibal Lecter effect before Hannibal
100%.
Lecter. He's in small part of the movie, but he is hovering over the entire thing in the best way.
And again, I'm going to keep making the comparison. So I'm going to keep making comparisons to the musical because both are great for very different reasons, and I like shouting out. So, like in the musical, Beetlejuice is in it far more, but because he's in it far more, they give him a lot of character. There's backstory. There's there's emotional like arcs and whatnot with the characters. So you can do both. I like the fact that the film doesn't give us that; the musical does. You get really two different interpretations of what ends up being the same character. It really doesn't matter if you have the extra stuff or not. And so yeah, it's great.
It just works. And this is where they finally read the damn book, and it tells them to build a door and so they can get through to the other side. And I
totally did this as a kid. Did this?
Dude, 100%. And then Lydia sees the light, so she's noticing all these. She can hear the TV when Beetlejuice is talking. She can see the light coming. Like, so she's paying attention to all this. But I love this. This part is, well, when we get to it, is so Burton. So, this is where. He's looking at the bird eating the worm from a distance. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
He's bird watching, which according to a recent bird watching is a very unattractive hobby for men. Under video game playing.
I'm reading up a little bit on it, and this is the first film, the first DVD sent out by Netflix in 1998.
Oh, there goes part of my trivia.
Really?
Oops, sorry.
No.
Check her up. No, it's fine.
Nadia's putting some good info in the
chat. It was the first DVD sent out by Netflix in 98. That is true.
I'm reading through the continuity issues, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, that is fun. This guy is this is interesting.
This guy went on to get a guest starring role in the third Harry Potter movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. But as a kid watching this, you're like, what the frick is this? Like, it's still funny now. I know, like you were saying, Gord the String, it doesn't maybe look as good now, but it's still fun.
I think this looks fine because at first you're looking at this guy's like, okay, he was hanged. Why is his head so small? But then you see at the end of the movie, there's the guy who shrinks heads. It's like, oh, this is probably what happened to him.
Yeah. And then you see all the other people. Like there was a lady cut in half. There was who else?
You had a woman who was sawed in half in a magical act. You have this beauty queen, which, by the way, any Three Amigos fans, this is Carmen from Three Amigos, the love interest.
No, really? That's awesome.
I didn't know it until I read.
We've got to cover Three Amigos at some point. That's great.
I love that this becomes a callback. Where she's like, if I didn't have my little accident, and then she shows her wrists, and then over the dinner table, they're like, if you commit suicide, you're going to be a civil servant in the afterlife.
Yep.
And I was just like, that is fantastic.
She's talking about like they have vouchers, they have like all this weird. She's like, you don't even have an appointment, do you? It's just so funny. Yeah. So Nadia breaks in, not breaks in. She has the key, but she gets in. Actually, she does break in. Doesn't she use?
Did
like
he say Nadia again? I'm pretty
sure
he
did.
Said, Lydia. God damn! I'm sorry.
Get that lesbian off your mind.
Sorry, I have autism. It's okay.
This is the first movie that got money to miniatures.
Yeah.
Another unattractive quality in men.
Yeah.
Whitey.
Bottle. Yeah.
Whitey, did I tell you you're amazing already? Because you are.
Oh, you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
He is, isn't he?
I'd hold him and cuddle him like a kitty if I could. I bet I could fit you in my arms, Whitey. You're small.
Yeah, you're pretty fucking big, dude.
Just rub your little head.
Yeah.
This part was funny. You want to smoke? And he just looks at it like, no, thank you.
This is what's going to happen to Nadia's avatar eventually.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
He's like,
whoa. He's got the expensive cigarettes too.
I like how she looks at him and he looks at her and she's like,
staring at her as uncomfortably as possible.
Yeah, it's so freaking funny. Oh god, yeah. So this girl, the beauty queen, she goes over about this is what happens when they. So each death is different. Obviously, each experience is different. And then it talks about what you said, Sammy, how she kind of cut her wrists, and she's like, if I would have known, I wouldn't have done this. Pretty good. And this guy.
Is anybody curious about the economy of the afterlife? Like, how are they getting paid? What are they doing when they're not working reception?
Yeah, seriously.
Like,
yeah,
this guy will tell you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, we get dead presidents. Why can't they?
Looks like Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Forced in the afterlife to have to vote only one way.
Yeah.
Oh God!
You said dead. I won't even like why he's like, hey, we get dead presidents. I thought you were talking about the band. So like,
No, we're really hitting the 90s here, guys.
How do I like this guy's like? How do I look? And they're like, you look fine. Really, I'm feeling a little flat. It's
He's literally me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if
Albie.
anyone's seen the cartoon, but I feel like they just saw that scene and then just ran with it because every other extra character has some sort of like pun-worthy way that they died, and the show is just wall-to-wall puns. And I was like, "Oh,
so
cool!"
You're saying it's perfect.
It's the best.
Yes, I own it. Like,
Oh, it's so good. But this is what I mean about Burton's like visual style. It's like you said, it's just unique. Everything just looks weird.
And by
a
the
little
way,
bit off.
the music for this scene is so good.
Excellent.
I mean, it's
Danny
so
Elfman,
and
kills it.
This part's genuinely like spooky. Like this is scary. You know, this idea like the death for the dead, and it's this, hellish, little landscape here where they're all just floating around all ghoulishly.
Repent, people! Now, repent!
It's a good opportunity to have Christopher Walken in a movie.
Yeah,
Burton was always.
Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
He was always inspired by like German expressionism, and like like when you see scenes like that hallway, it does look something like right out of like Dr. Caligari or
you're 100% right.
And apparently he just really doesn't like right angles.
No
he's not big on those.
Well, it's funny.
Calling a movie Beetlejuice, that definitely shows a little bit of German inspiration.
Well, yeah.
Oh, and this,
just a little
bit.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
She's right, but yeah,
is like a dead ringer for my grandma. Passed last year, and this would have been her 86th birthday.
And I was like,
your grandma or your Mima?
My Mima.
My Mima. So we were doing Perfect Blue the other night, and like you were talking about how you couldn't stand talking about that character because of her name.
Yeah, she's been coming up a lot lately.
Oh my God. But I like how she says like they were gone for 3 months because there's no sense of time, right? In the afterlife. So the house is completely remodeled, and they're like,
this lady, they had to do some serious convincing to get her to sign on. She was a pretty big star back during the golden age. She was an Oscar nominee. All that.
The very golden age.
Which golden age are we talking about here?
Yeah, what are we talking about here? Yeah, so she's just giving them she's giving them a rundown of like everything they're doing wrong, and I like her character because she's the guide. She's just like
she's not also like Beetlejuice. She's not in the movie very much, but when she is, she steals the scenes.
Impact.
Like,
yeah, she's funny. And she's just like, don't like how the slit in her throat. It's like,
I'm pretty sure we also all know a woman who is actually like this. She's like old and tired, and is like, fuck it, I'm gonna shoot it to you straight because I've spent too many years beating around the bush. Like,
exactly.
So you find out that Beetlejuice was her assistant, and he kind of wanted to go off on his own. And here we are. He's a freelance bio-exorcist, whatever the fuck that is.
Well, it means he's an independent person who exorcises living people from houses.
Bio.
They never really
remembering, but I think
it's in the name.
Also, her son. Beetlejuice is
it's her son.
I
could be missing. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Yeah,
I don't buy that because
I've never heard that.
His character description is that he even says I survived during the Black Plague and stuff like that. She's very clearly from a specific modern time period. His character description he got directly from Burton that he's kind of from no time at all. Like
let me Google it, I could misremember whose son he is.
He's probably more like something like a demon, not an actual human being.
Do they ever explain why like saying his name 3 times is what, like they never really go into detail there. They're just that either you say it or you don't.
Just a rule. The rule.
It's just the rule. Yeah. Okay. What do we do if we need to contact you again? And she just disappears.
She just Batman's on years.
Yeah. No kidding. But yeah, there we go. So again, like we're still there's 54 minutes left in the movie. He still hasn't shown up. And you see a little snippet like here when he eats the fly. He's like, I got a treat for you.
A little funny. Something to
And the musical Juno is Beetlejuice's mother. Yeah.
Really?
The
I think that would be a change.
By the way,
case in the movie.
Yes, ma'am.
By the way, with the whole why we call it Beetlejuice, it's a common thing in kids. Bloody Mary.
Oh, okay.
Back generations. So yeah,
that makes sense. Okay.
And they use that in Candyman or something.
Candyman as well. Like it's just something part of folklore that's been passed around.
Three Little Pigs.
This is Charles' old boss, I guess. The guy who moved to the country. This is his old boss, or he worked for him or sold like property for him, right? Made him a shit ton of money. Then he had like a nervous breakdown. Is that the whole? I think that's the whole idea here, right? Why he had to move to the country.
Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
And this guy's like caught diddling boys in the city and was like, "All right, I'm out." Like,
we had to get rid of you. We know what you did with those properties, you son of a bitch. And he's like, how do I get some boys?
Got dark fast.
Look at this. Eerie music and Jack.
Yeah. This is before the internet. I don't want to know how we found out. Never mind. Never mind.
No.
We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Yeah. Connecticut is so boring. Although they're arguing with each other, the stepmom and Lydia.
Oh no, this is where they're doing the sheets, and he thinks that this is Lydia in the sheets.
Now, if this movie was Beetlejuice, this would take on a whole different meaning. If they were in sheets. Just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Where's Vex when we need her?
You're a grand wizard, Harry.
We're grand wizard, Harry.
He came full circle, Gord.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Yeah. I like how they're doing the moaning and the haunting, and this is for the adults because the Lydia, the kids, like, God, how does she stand?
Some weird sex.
Yeah, how does he stand that woman? It's like, and they go moan louder, and they're like, woo.
What's funny is if you are in the scene where it's Lydia hearing all of this, it's like if you think of it in that context, it's like, what the heck would they even? What does she imagine they're doing?
What would they be doing? Yeah, because when they come out, they're like, "Oh, you're into some weird kinky stuff." I'm like, "What the hell is this movie took a weird turn real fast, man? What the hell's going on?" And she takes the photos of them, and he sees they have no feet, and she's just like, "Oh, so you guys are the people in the house haunting us?" And she's just not even phased. Not even phased. Are you Night of the Living? Is there Night of the Living Dead under there?
Bloody veins and pus.
Yeah. This is pretty funny between them both because they're like, how are you seeing us? And she's like, I am strange and unusual. That's how. I'm dark and twisted. She's sleeping.
It feels like a very basic thing to say. Like,
little kid, but geez, look at her now. He's very strange and unusual looking.
What were you saying, Sam?
I don't know. I think a lot of young
it just feels like a very basic goth bitch thing to say.
It does.
Oh yeah,
it's
typical of that.
It does, but a lot of young boys like myself, when you see, when you saw Winona Ryder in this room, you kind of were like, I think I'm into goth chicks now.
Smash.
It's like,
Gord's like, smash. Put up the pole. Put up the pole.
I mean, I wouldn't call her like one of my childhood crushes altogether, but it's like I saw the appeal when I was that age. I mean, I was still young and not full. I was into girls, but not full. Not like it hadn't fully blossomed.
Tell me, what's that like?
Yeah, Leon wants to know, what is it like?
Well, Leon, it's what we call normal.
I guess I myself am strange and unusual.
I am strange.
Tim Burton and John Hughes to make this movie. I think it would have been wonderful.
that's a combo.
He could have wrote the dialogue.
We have that movie, Tim Burton, John Hughes movie. That's Lisa Frankenstein, which is good, by the way.
It is very good, actually.
I
very surprising. It's good.
Pretty good.
It's got it's a like you said, it's got a mix of Hughes, Burton, and they do a great job of the unlike other movies of the 80s aesthetic, but they don't go overboard. You got music, but you literally feel like you're in that time period watching Lisa Frankenstein. They do a great job at that.
I know you do. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, we know. Vex woke up. She goes, I heard Lincoln's
I heard
I heard somebody. I love that movie. It's good. It's good. Yeah. So this is where she's.
Wait, hold on. I have a portrait. I just took a picture of it real quick. Tell me that this doesn't look like Juno.
Did you send it?
It
You
doesn't
got to
look
share
like
it.
Juno.
Okay,
Oh, hold on.
this looks like a house. Oh shit!
Oh,
Sorry.
oh.
I think I.
How's
did
my
I-
crotch get above Sammy?
Holy shit!
Wow. Here, let me expand this. Hold on a second. Oh wow! Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's just this little old
Definitely.
Italian lady. Look just like her.
Hey.
It does look like Juno, but what
It
about
does.
the lady?
What about what?
You're
I was
so
like, but what about? I was like, it does look like Juno, but what about the lady?
You're so stupid. Oh god. So yeah, like the whole thing here is they're trying to get they're trying to ask like, how do we get rid of your parents? And they're like, they're not leaving. Like my stepmom's not leaving. You got to try to convince them. Can you do any tricks? And they're like, no. Even though they've cut their heads off and dressed up in sheets, but they can't do tricks.
Here, you might want to put Sammy
So
above
she
my
can know
crotch.
she's not dreaming. So, and she didn't see
Oh,
that.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Sammy don't
yeah.
need that in his life.
No. Well, I do, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where she's going to the mom, and she's like, I have a dinner party with all these people and my artwork, and my agent's coming, and I can't deal with this. She's like, let's pretend to be a family.
I love that her stepmom is so neurotic that when when Lydia tells her that she told ghosts that she was too mean to be afraid, she says, "Don't you dare speak to others about me." It's like she's
yeah. Like she's so insecure.
and she doesn't really believe it, but it does bother her still. I love that about her.
Lydia's trying,
and
but
this is and that's where she's wearing the sweater as pants. And it's like
As
she's
pants.
so funny.
it's so weird. Yeah, then this is where the sign, the Beetlejuice sign, goes on. And this finally we're getting to him in the movie 47 minutes in.
I mean,
It's
you
pretty
say
insane.
finally, but really the movie has been so good.
No, it's been good. Yeah. And because they've had hints of him throughout, and it's always it's one of those things they say like the character's still in the back of your mind because of it. They're talking about possibly using him throughout most of the movie so far, right? And then his little
actually had the balls to build up the thing.
build up the
Yeah.
and you're right, it just works.
Built it up, and here's
a
the
horror
payoff,
trope.
first payoff. It's awesome.
It uses a horror trope without being a horror. Like yes, this is technically a horror film. Like the idea of the way you do effective horror is you do something scary and then you taper off and you wait for a long period of time to where you've lulled your audience back into a false sense of security. Boom, then you do something scary again. This movie uses the same principle, but for character introduction instead of something scary. Like it's fucking brilliant.
I agree.
And
I love how they're like, what do we do here? And I like how the shovels just fall down. Like stupid.
Yeah, it's almost like in my head that's Beetlejuice is like knocking them over. It's like you dig idiots. Like almost
they're digging in
it's like dig stupid.
digging
And
into
the
cardboard.
giant pieces of cardboard is this
It's
is
so
probably the
good.
best the best set in the movie is the
It's
giant version
so
of the
good.
miniatures.
Yeah.
What it must have taken for them to make that giant fake grass that you're supposed to know is little, but they're
It looks
shrunk.
so
like it's
good.
The only
it's
aspect of
very
it that
creative.
doesn't make sense is that one of the pieces of cardboard actually says fragile, and given the scale, that would be like microscopically tiny. It's like, why would they put that on there that small? But it's still fine. It's totally fine.
I love this part when he comes out of the thing. He's finally free.
Oh,
His energy in this scene is fantastic because he's going 100 miles an hour. He's so happy, but yet he's Beetlejuice, right? He's kind of an asshole. He's a demon. Like some of the dialogue here is fantastic. And then I love the part when he spits into his coat. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna save that one for later."
Oh, that's the one part of the movie that fucks with me. So I'll save that probably for later.
But like
one funny piece, and this I didn't write this in the trivia, but I did read it. Is so Alec Baldwin. This was kind of early in his career. He was kind of scared of what the reception for this movie would be. He was very neurotic about like the way he came to a movie, and he said meeting Michael Keaton, just how confident and sure of himself he was, like that spit into the jacket is just something he decided to do. A lot of his stuff, like most of his stuff, is improvised.
Really?
About 90% of his lines are improvised. Like and granted, with improv, they're telling you the situation, you're going with it. They're like, you got to achieve this, and this, but the rest it's up to you. So a lot, and you know, Keaton was a comedian, so
Yeah.
you know, this
Yeah.
got that in.
What
pat,
about
but-
I'm curious to hear, since Nadia was in the makeup world there, what about his makeup? Like, because I think it looks fucking amazing. But like, being from that background, is there anything you would have changed with his design? Or do you think it was
No.
perfect? Yeah.
It's perfect, and people thinks it's just straight white makeup with like green stuff. There's like different texture colors added into it if you actually look at it under light. I think it works for the campiness of Tim Burton. Which is one thing I'm glad they kind of kept with what I've seen from the second one, the trailers.
Yeah.
But again, it's still 36 years later. So.
He's got wrinkles now.
Keaton's wardrobe was largely his decision. Like he came up with most of the wardrobe stuff. He was given kind of an idea of him being timeless, and this is kind of what he came with. I love one of the little things I never noticed until watching it today. One of the things he's wearing like a little high school ring.
Yeah. And I love that. Can you tell us about yourself? He's like,
you know, it's not his.
And there's no prosthetics in his makeup either. Which is great. That's hard to come by with.
But look on his neck, right down there, y'all, because you can actually see a little bit of shading because of how much they built that up.
Yeah,
that's great.
Hair. But I love this. Like, can you tell us about yourself? He's like, I attended Juilliard.
yeah. No, that's what I said. He's just picking from everywhere.
I had a pretty good time doing that. I've seen
this is where he gets.
I just love the beginning when he just puts his hand around Baldwin. He's like, "What are my chances? How good is the marriage going?"
He's like, he keeps looking up her
shirt. I have a shot with her?
Yeah, do I got a shot?
Yeah, I didn't realize this. He tried being. He gave it a shot at being a stand-up comedian, and it's funny because he wasn't considered a dramatic actor. Because he did like Mr. Mom, but then he made Clean and Sober, which was an 80s. That's the first like real dramatic role.
And then Gung Ho.
Oh, dude, I love Gung Ho. But Clean and Sober,
how
and
him
this
and
movie,
Billy Joel and him looked exactly alike for like 5 years.
They did, yeah. Like this is the part where he's looking. It's true.
I won't go so far as to say he stole the other guys, but he steals every scene he's in that movie. His whole TLC thing he's got going on in that movie.
God,
he delivers those lines.
Oh my god,
so deadpan,
hilarious.
It's so good. It's so good.
I want no scrubs.
It's my favorite part in that whole movie.
I like how he dresses just like Alec Baldwin. They're like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" We're shopping at the store.
Hey, hermano.
Yeah,
want somebody out of the house. I want
to like.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, sandworms, am I right?"
Like everything about this to me, like especially what he's wearing during like the wedding scene and everything, just like screams like sleazy Vegas off the circuit 1980s comedian. Like it was like, I'm sure it was like he's just channeling that, where I did the flamingo for a couple of years and I moved on.
His head spinning thing was freaking hilarious. He's like,
that was great. And he's so handsy with Geena Davis too.
It's so funny.
He exudes creep, and they did well.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Like, I don't know if they were aiming to have somebody who was shorter than they were, but there's something. I mean, because it's like oftentimes when you portray like a male character as a creep, oftentimes they're shorter than most of the other actors. Him being shorter than them adds to the creep factor in a way that's nice and 100%. Subtle. I really like that. I don't know for that to be an aspect of his character, but it's just something that works.
I love this part too when he kicks over.
I think it's supposed to be an aspect of the character because when they did the animated series, they also drew him really short. Like he's like Lydia's height almost, or like a little bit taller. So he's like that even in the animated versions.
Yeah, I love how this is like we get the F-bomb. It's like the one F-bomb they drop, and
just kicks over the tree. Another one, at least according to
you're right.
Captioning, there's two.
Yeah. They got away with that. He's like, nice fucking model.
I only remember the one. Yeah, I remember nice fucking model.
So apparently, when he's trying to get Lydia to say his name 3 times, and they're like, they got the weird faces going and everything. Apparently, he shouts it there, and you can hear it. It's just not as clear that he's saying it.
Okay.
So, when I was watching it today, it said that that's what he said, and I was like, okay. And it could be wrong, but I was like, I could see it being that.
So the first time I ever saw this movie and this scene happen with the dinner scene, and they're like, I remember like I didn't know what the hell was going on because I was so young, and then watching it later on as an adult, it's like, oh my god, imagine like this. The way they do this is pretty damn clever. They're just talking about
we are like well past the halfway point. It feels like we're like 20 minutes in. This movie just goes by. Like this is so
goes quick.
I've never really looked at the time frame, like because I'll sit there and watch all the way through, I'll pause it or whatever. I can't believe that we are well past the halfway point. We're just now getting to the telling me bananas. Like,
dude, this scene, it's fucking hilarious. Even now, like the way she plays this so well. She's such a like. And just the faces, the mannerisms, and the music, and everybody just looks at her first, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
What's funny is they went through several different song choices before.
Yeah,
Catherine O'Hara and Jeffrey Jones actually suggested Deo because they. I think the first choice was "When a Man Loves a Woman," and that was too expensive.
No, this is so much better.
They had several songs they went through, and they just kept raising the price on them, and finally. Jeffrey Jones and Catherine O'Hara. It's like, why don't we do the Calypso? That it's like we could do that. That'll be way more fun. And they almost cut this scene altogether. But
that would have been
the test audiences.
The best part of the movie.
Test audiences loved this scene, and it's one of those scenes like because when I was reading the trivia about how they almost cut it, I kind of understand why they might have because this feels like a scene that shouldn't work. But it works so well.
It can definitely toe the line of being so stupid that it ruins the movie, but it works. It does the opposite. It just plays up so well, especially because they've been trying to get them out, right? And they're figuring out better ways to haunt the house. And it's just like their faces, their mannerisms, to see people doing this.
And I love hilarious. That this dark-haired actress who's only in this one part of the movie. I was cracking up just watching her because I get the sense that she was just like, I'm gonna act the crap out of this scene.
Into this. She's closing her eyes, like getting into it. It's like
she's really into it, and it's great.
We don't get sets like this nowadays, which is shameful. This is so creatively put together. This scene,
I agree. It's very original. It's perfect. I agree.
Don't forget, there's that 17-minute cut of Longlegs singing "Happy Birthday" out there, apparently. So
let's go.
We need to see. I know Vex has been. We got to get that for her birthday. She says, "I'm going to try to hunt that down." Show it. We'll make that a clip. But yeah, so they're expecting them to run.
Is that an actual question? Adam,
they park their
people, why would they need Beetlejuice? Because possessing them didn't work. This, as great as this scene is, it doesn't work. It only invigorates the family more. So that's why they need Beetlejuice, because even after their best,
Beetlejuice steps it up a notch. That's the thing. Like he's got since he's a demon, I'm assuming he has abilities that they don't.
These people are just like, they do a lot of drugs on the side anyways. And
they're smoking. They did a lot of acid. You could tell they
they're just kind of insufferable. They're kind of meant to represent everything that the small town like doesn't need. And I don't know. I remember the shrimp hands was the only part that used to scare me as a kid when I watched it.
I didn't eat shrimp for years because of that.
Yeah, me too. It was creepy.
It's definitely not appetizing. And normally you would think most people, I would assume, would be freaked out by this. But yes, they're all smoking a joint afterwards, just talking about,
they're just,
using it as like a party favor. Because, which you could think, Catherine O'Hara and Jeffrey Jones, they might be freaked out, but they're just so easy to placate and pamper these out of town people that they were like, well, we just wanted to save it as a surprise. It was like they're insufferable and it's perfect.
Well, there's a subtle undertone to this is kind of the way in which the parents could connect with Lydia, because they're similarly strange and unusual, just not enough to see ghosts. But they're clearly weird. I mean, they're an odd couple there. It's just they had like them and Lydia, they just haven't bridged that gap yet. And I think that's part of what's sort of sweet about this movie is one of the resolutions you get is the idea that they've kind of mended their fences a little bit.
The ending scene to this genuinely does like bring a tear to my eye. But we'll get to that when we get to it. But
yeah. But I like this, how they're coming up with ideas of how to like exploit this. And then she's like, "That I don't want to come down." And then they go like, "Well," and so it's funny because the mom's like, "Yeah, they're dead. It's a little late to be neurotic." And the other people are just like, "It's her agent, actually, her art agent," and he's just like, "Yeah, we're getting the fuck out of here." Dick
Like they
Cavett.
got Dick Cavett,
Dick Cavett.
as her
Yeah.
agent.
And I like how he tells her, "You're a flake. You've always been a flake."
You've always been fake.
So good.
I love talks.
If you want to scare people
Yeah.
with your
I just love that though too. It was like they experienced something that was like truly supernatural, and just
Yeah,
because they can't
they
get them
played
to
it
come
off.
down, like all of a sudden, it's their
she even
problem.
says that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but they're New Yorkers. They feel like they've seen it all. That's totally in
That is
character
true.
for fucking New
That is
Oh
Yorkers.
no,
true.
no, it makes
Like-
sense, but it is just funny.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's so good.
They've seen rats bigger than your dog. They don't give a shit about your talking shrimp.
Yeah.
Well, she's trying to convince them as they're walking out that this wasn't a hallucination. And one aspect of human nature is that if something strange happens, we are quick to try to explain it away. I mean, it's
100%.
like we may think for a moment that this isn't natural, but we'll explain it away very, very
Mhm.
quickly.
Yeah.
And I kind of get the sense as that's what they're kind of doing. Is like, oh, they won't come
100%.
out. Maybe this is fake. And they're like, all right, let's go.
Now, the
And-
shrimp was bad. Like,
Hey,
Yeah, that part
let's
right
have
there. Yeah.
People under the hand puppets.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
it's like even going back to like A Christmas Carol. It's like you're a bit of undigested cheese. There's more gravy than there is grave about you. It was
Yeah.
like, as he's speaking to a ghost.
I feel like Joe Rogan would have loved this. Like, dude, I did this on DMT one time.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the part. Now let's turn on the juice and see. And then this part is great because they go back down. And so he's getting the whole idea to turn this into like a whole theme park thing, right? To make money off this.
Yeah,
and
he's like he
idea.
wants to
And-
he's come up with the idea of buying up the town and can turn it into a
Mhm.
major attraction and stuff. Which I mean, he's kind of onto something, but
the whole
it's
whole
highly
Be-
exploitative.
Beetlejuice becoming the snake thing. Oh God.
Yeah.
That's what
Like,
creeped
it's
me out as a kid.
Oh, as
Yeah,
a kid,
not
yeah.
the-
Oh yeah.
Not the shrimp hands. That I thought
Oh,
was
no.
hilarious as a kid.
Is
is
this
Yeah,
stop
Shrimp
motion
Man
or
was
is this
funny.
CGI?
Oh, see, I thought this was
This is
cool
all-
as a kid.
Did CGI
Oh, no,
exist
this
in
creeped me
1988?
out.
No, this
This
is
is stop
this
This has to
claymation,
be-
stop motion.
claymation puppeteering, some kind of mix
Okay.
between.
Because I mean, it's
Yeah.
obvious. It looks good, but you
There
can
ain't no
tell,
way you're
obviously.
recreating this with you're doing this with CGI in 1988. There's no
That's
way.
Yeah.
good point. Good point. Good point. Good point. Good point. It's great. It looks
This
good.
looks
We
too
didn't even
good.
have
This
Jurassic
looks
Park
better
yet.
than a lot of
CGI
modern
was
effects.
definitely a thing at this point, though. It just wasn't massively used in movies. You had like Max Headroom.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff
I
like
mean, they
this
had
in
like
animation.
they'd use it in
Yeah.
little tiny bits. Of course, they had no way of creating anything
Look at
close.
that.
I
to
mean, they
this.
use
That's
it
scary.
properly, like how they should use it
Mhm.
by
There you go.
using it to fix things, maybe, or
Yep.
Mhm.
in
Yep.
post.
Yeah, they were
not-
still throwing in like animated
90%
things
of
on
the
top
movie?
of. Yeah.
Yeah. I like how he just messes with the family here. And then he's about to go after the daughter. And then Geena Davis comes in
We've
and says
come
his
for your
name.
daughter, Chuck.
We come for your daughter, Chuck. It's so good. Yeah. And then Beetlejuice, yeah. I like he crashes the truck. He's like, what the hell? Why are you interrupting my work? Yeah, yeah. It's so funny. Yeah. I think, yeah, then so she picks him up, and then he has like these spikes that come out. And that part was like, if
That's
she's
nuts.
dead. It was like, if she's dead, would she feel that though?
But he's
I
dead,
don't know.
so do.
Oh,
can they
that's
redeem
true.
her?
That's yeah,
I think
maybe
it's
the
pretty
rules are
clear,
different.
like there is some physical effects still
Yeah.
happening to all of them.
That's
I think
That's
we're
a good one.
thinking a little too deep in this.
I know.
okay?
This
Well,
is a
I
fucking,
mean,
yeah.
it's
It's a movie about
it's
a
not
demon
it's
coming out of a.
it's just an
Are we getting
atypical
lost in the
depiction of
juice?
the afterlife.
We're getting lost in the
Okay.
juice. Yes.
The juice is loose, baby. Because
I'll
he's
take a
horny.
swig of the
Come on.
Wumbo juice and we'll come back to normal.
Here-
Yeah.
Here's another thing. I didn't notice that this was a whorehouse pretty much when I saw it
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah, and I like how Geena Davis is like, why did you build that? He goes, I didn't build that.
Why did you build that?
What are you doing? Oh, you horny
Dante's
boy.
Inferno room. That's great.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's so
Girls,
good.
girls, girls.
Oh, God.
Like, and what's funny
Yeah.
is, as a kid, like, okay, I
It's
mean,
great, it's great.
"Here I Come, Baby" was a line from the trailer, so it's one that everybody knew,
Yep.
especially as kids. And I
Yep.
got the whole idea that, oh, okay, it's the pretty girls are there, so that's why he's excited. But it's when you're older, you're like, oh, it's a whorehouse. Also,
Yes.
okay.
Dude, yes.
His movements, the way he's like bouncing around
Dancing
and
and-
shit,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
just so good.
Puts his hair
Yeah.
back. It's like so good. Oh God. Yeah, this is when they go
Well,
back to
and the line
caseworker.
before that is so funny. He's like, I'm feeling a little anxious, if you know what I mean.
Anxious. You know what I mean? Yeah. His voice. Oh, it's so damn good. Yeah, and the caseworker's pissed off now because like what? And I love the football team. They keep asking her questions like, "Where's our coach?" And he's like, "Get the hell
Oh,
out of here! I
yeah,
got
this is great.
paperwork to do."
I kind of was
They're
wondering.
like, oh, he made it. Like,
I didn't find if they were trying to specifically allude to the Marshall football team, because obviously the color scheme is completely different.
Yeah.
But I wondered if it was sort of inspired by that. Because if you don't know the story of the Marshall football
what else
team,
would it
be? They their football team on their plane, they crashed into a mountain and it killed almost the entire team and the staff. Only a few people who weren't in the plane survived. Like there's the whole movie We Are Marshall that goes into that. Good movie, by the way. You should check it out.
They finally got a hole in
Very
one.
tragic story, which I grew up with because my grandfather went to Marshall.
Thank you for letting me, because I won't lie, I'm a tranny who plays video games. I didn't know dick about that whole situation. So
now you know. Now you know.
Leon.
I knew the movie We Are Marshall existed, and I thought it was about federal marshals. Like
I did too, Leon. I did too.
It's
You're not alone. You're not alone.
We Are Marshall Mathers.
I'm like, where is this going? Is he about to say like?
It's actually like it's a really depressing. It's a good movie, but he's right.
It is.
It's a good movie. It's just
I've got a list long enough.
It is not the.
Yeah, but Nadia's like, I can't add any more bullshit.
I can't add any more for this year.
I have 100 movies to watch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm full.
It's like me and the comic book thing right now. I'm like, I got too much.
What's with the fucking Men in Black in the background here?
Dude, I was gonna say that background is. I love the look, but yeah, you're right. This dude. It's like a Roy Orbison fucking Men in Black design looking thing. It's really.
I'm more wanting to know the girl who's up above his shoulder there.
Yeah,
I like that
the skeleton. Like I love that background though. I love it. It just fits. Yeah. So this is where they're up on the roof and they're talking about.
God, the aesthetic is so good in this. Man.
It is.
The modern
deco. 36 years. Shut the fuck up, Nadia.
36 years. Oh, I can't wait till this shitty movie comes out, Leanne, and you're like, I'm sorry, Nadia, you're right. I can't wait.
No, Leon's gonna like it.
You will never do that in a million.
If it's
years.
shit, Leon's gonna like it anyways.
Leon will like it harder.
I forgot.
He'll double and triple down on. Oh, this is great.
He'll like it.
Lofty Thrones.
Audience score is going to be 15%. Ah, man.
What world do you think you're getting an apology?
It's a masterpiece.
Leon would apologize. Leon would be like,
no, that's
true.
Okay.
I would
what's going to be funny is
if Leon apologized. I'd be like,
no, what's going to be funny is if Leon apologizes, Nadia's going to be like, what are you talking about? I like it.
Yeah.
Leon will apologize for doubling down. He's like, sorry, Nadia, I'm going to have to double down right here.
Yeah. Oh god, I love how Lydia writes her death note to the.
Yeah, it's so funny.
This is I wasn't gonna say anything, but fucking Nadia was like, Leanne, like.
Leanne. Fuck, at least I'm getting your name kind of right. It's okay.
Yeah, I keep saying the wrong fucking name all night.
Yeah, it's okay, Lydia. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay, Lydia. I mean,
I'm not
gonna call you
Lydia.
No.
It's the idiot. That's what's throwing
suicide
me.
note thing.
Why is Nadia so hard to fucking pronounce?
Because I'm retarded.
I don't know, Lydia. Why is it?
You think I call you Narnia?
Don't you start with me, Samuel.
Go ahead, Gord. I'm sorry, man.
Oh no, I was gonna say her writing her suicide note. It's like it's a sad scene, but it's also kind of funny because she wants it to sound poetically depressing, not merely.
Yeah, that's why she
I'm
keeps changing
myself.
words. Yeah,
she's like, I am alone. Scratch it. I am utterly alone. It's like I've really gotta ham it up here. It's like, okay, calm down.
Oh, so is this where Otho got a hold of the book right before, right?
No. Well, he got it before when they went up into the attic.
Okay. Yeah,
He's already got it.
He starts fucking with it while they're in here. I'm pretty sure, right?
No, well, he comes back. Like when they get back, that's when they start taking the tables and stuff out of there to do the ritual. He's already suggested that he could do something with.
Oh, there you go. That's a nice look. I like how they did it. Like, okay, Nadia. So
still would.
This scene where they change
still would, more like especially would, 2 extra holes.
This scene where they change their faces.
Oh, Lordy.
If you're doing the work for this, how long would this take? Like, there's a lot going on in these scenes where he's elongating his face, the eyes on the hands, and what she's doing with her face. But
this is what Sassy has to do before she's with Cannoli. Rolling back,
rolling back. Oh, I can't watch this.
Probably sculpted claymation or puppeteering or something like to that extent. I don't think that's makeup.
No,
from what
you can tell. You can tell.
Or it's like a sculpted piece.
Bullshit. There's no way she looks that good without makeup.
Hey. It's a sculpted piece that they sculpted probably in in a lab and then just like put
it on top of her.
Yeah. It's not like
It looks. I mean, it looks good when the finished product's up. It looks
great,
really
yeah.
good.
I mean, this truly is the most horrifying visage of a woman.
Yeah.
A woman who never shuts up. I mean,
yeah, the big mouth. He looks like a rooster.
It's like they took the plague
a woman who
mask.
never shuts up in a
dude.
giant cock. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
he's
we got
straight
here.
up spy versus spy. Like that's the vibe I
That's
always
it.
got. From
That's
this
it.
book.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw like the plague mask kind of look, but no, that's spy versus spy. You're right.
I like this guy.
I
Hey,
love how they
coach.
keep calling her coach.
Yeah, I don't think we survived that crash.
How did you guess?
how did you guess?
Oh God, it's so damn funny. All right, this is
Her
where
face
she
looks
meets
like a
Beetlejuice.
bag of emo oranges.
Wait. Are you a ghost? I'm the ghost with the most, babe. Yeah. He tries to convince her to let him out to help them. And
this is one of my favorite, like maybe my favorite line in the movie. He's like, I gotta get out because this dead thing, it's just too creepy. He's
he's eating a roach or a beetle. Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's just too creepy.
You're good. Yeah, maybe we can talk.
I don't remember. I don't think does the movie explain why, like obviously why he wants to marry her and whatnot. But so what the musical does is it makes Beetlejuice almost tragic in that because he's been dead for so long, like in the 1300s, and he's more or less driven insane. If he can marry a human woman, he can walk the real world free, and he wants to do it just to. All the other fucking ghosts and demons and whatnot fucking hate him. So
Like
he's
most
really
guys
like,
going after their green card.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the movie before she actually
he's acting out, and so he's acting out like to get attention because he doesn't like being alone. So he's thinking, well, if I can't find friends and family and happiness in the ghost world, I can maybe find it amongst the humans, and that's his whole goal. It's actually he's got a good reason for doing it despite being shitty.
Well, in
this he just wants to get out.
Yeah, he doesn't explain exactly why he wants to get out other than just to cause mayhem. But as far as why he needs to marry, he basically explains, he goes, look, I'm basically like an illegal alien. If I want out, I have to get married. He explains that right before she lets him out.
I love other playing.
I don't make the rules.
She's not getting the hint. He's like, look behind you.
Turn around and look behind you.
And then you see the
how are you?
Oh, all right, yeah. And then the orange juice thing. And she's like, Beetle breakfast. Like, oh, juice? Beetlejuice? You were that snake. What snake? Kids in their imagination. It's so funny. So funny. Yeah, and then they do all this, and then they don't even get to use it. So because they don't want to. And she's just like, I just want to be with Lydia. I don't fucking care about all this shit. Let's not scare them anymore. Let's try to find a way to...
What?
Yeah, Nadia, sorry.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking A, man. I'm over it.
Does anyone keep your Yeah, well, we know he's gay, Nadia. So
Lydia.
Am I the dramatic goth chick you all think I am? Is that
Nadia's over here in this panel like, I am utterly alone.
Alone. She's you get the typical goth. I want to be dead too, and she's like, it doesn't make anything easy. It really doesn't make things easier.
Alec Baldwin can arrange that for you. Just hand him a firearm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, pretend there's a gun on.
Cast you in a movie, but you're kind of young.
So they're gonna invite the family to stay, of course, and that really doesn't work out the way they thought. Yeah, so they take the model downstairs. And they're gonna. He has like an insectville or an insect zoo, just like he wants to build in the Thanksgiving part. And they're looking at him like, we're just here to see ghosts. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Like 90% of your ideas are crap, but the ghost thing, okay, we'll maybe give that a shot.
What was the whole thing with Otho?
I kind of gotta agree with common people, by the way. He says emo chicks over goth chicks, and the emo chicks are more likely to kill themselves. That way, you're not gonna be around them very long. Like, just hit it and quit it because they're gonna die. So
they're gonna
he's right.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I was definitely a goth chick in high school. I was definitely more of that.
That's awesome. See, Leon, you and your fucking takes, man.
I like emos who are into rap. I call them emojis.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
That's good. That's good. Oh God. All right. So Otho's gonna summon. I like how he just. No. I was gonna say I forgot that he read the book, so he understood. He was trying to figure out how to like how we got them to come back, the dead people. But he read the book, so. But yeah,
and since we're getting right to this scene, it's like how fantastic is it that the climax of this movie actually is the best part of the movie.
it's
like
fantastic.
This sequence here is really
It's
spectacular. It's so, I
It's-
mean, everything from the design, the music, just everything about this is so fantastic. And
Yeah,
really, like, I didn't appreciate this as much as a kid, because when you're watching a movie, you really never know what's coming. But even watching this as an adult, I'm like,
Yep.
I don't think as an adult, if you were watching this for the first time, you could know from scene to scene what's coming.
No.
It's like the movie.
No way.
Like, it doesn't progress without logic, but it's still not one you can predict. I think that's
No, I
really
agree.
valuable.
it's well done. And then like you said, everything. About
this
the
scene's
lighting.
actually like very emotionally charged in a lot of ways.
Yep.
Like they're like
Oh,
this
yeah.
scene's like, it's sad, it's scary, it does
Mhm.
everything really well. And then you get this cathartic release of like Beetlejuice's comedy.
comes right
And
in.
you get
Yep.
this fun little action sequence at the end to resolve. It's like, gosh, this whole sequence is just
What
brilliant.
was the whole thing with them aging while they came back? Is it because they're back in the real world?
Well,
Like-
what Otho doesn't realize he's doing is he thinks he's just raising them up. What he's doing is he's exercising them. So this is that death for the dead. Like, he doesn't
Yeah.
realize exactly what he's doing, but that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
To that window that was in
Oh,
wherever
right.
And I actually
Like,
think it's really cool character development. Like, it's like that's one of the things that impressed me rewatching this was that you're actually still developing these characters near the end of the movie, because like, Otho and the parents, they've been kind of loathsome for the majority of or annoying. And there's this really human moment when once they realize what they're doing, they're like, "Oh no, what have we done?"
What
they're
if- yeah,
actually
while they're in the
being
moment,
good-natured human beings, and I'm like, that's
I love
that's
this.
kind of nice. That's kind of
I love
nice.
I love him just sitting there with this fucking zoot suit looking thing on. He's just like, yeah, you need me now, don't you, babe? And he just
And the buildup of
I
this
love
moment.
that. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, just the whole buildup of this, like the way the music is just subtly playing up
Yep.
the mischief,
yeah,
to where, and when she says his name 3 times here, it's like you feel like the whole movie's been building towards him
just to
unleashing
this.
his full potential, and that's captured so well in this part. It's so
It's
good.
showtime.
I love
Yeah,
this
okay,
part.
so right here. So he's in this movie for like 17 minutes, as we've established. He's in this singular outfit for like 3, but this is the most iconic look
the
for
best.
Beetlejuice.
It's
Like,
the
if
best,
anyone
yeah.
cosplays Beetlejuice, they're wearing this outfit. Anyone brings the animated series, he's wearing this. He's in this for like 3
That's
minutes
his-
of this hour and a half fucking movie.
Yep.
Mhm.
which is
It's so
hilarious
good.
because
When
like
they
I
go
just
get
love the
married, he
design
puts on a
because it
totally different
mimics
suit.
mimics like prison stripes, and
Yeah. I love
And here
this.
comes Batman.
Welcome, Kmart. Yeah, welcome, Kmart shoppers.
Attention, Kmart
yeah, this is great.
Look,
Like,
way to
oh,
go.
the kids aren't gonna know that reference. They're like, Kmart.
Yeah,
what the heck is
yeah.
that?
What
It's
is
from that very shot right there that made him Batman.
That was my
Yeah.
second job. I had a customer throw a hanger
Kmart?
at me because I called him a pagan.
I can see that. I can see that.
Nice.
I can see
Nice.
that. Totally works for
That
you.
fits.
Leon.
No,
That
that
totally
actually
works.
works for Kmart. That works for
Yeah.
Kmart.
That's true.
That
That's
works
true.
for
Good
Leon.
point.
You
Yeah.
tell me you eat
Well,
meat.
What do we have here tonight, kids? Oh, this
Well,
is so
we
funny.
have the
Yeah,
main
like he jumps on. He jumps on it. Where you going, big boy?
Let's go back, round boy. We're gonna have some
Yeah,
laughs.
Rambo, yeah. Oh my god, it's so fucking funny.
And I
Puts him
love
in,
that
like-
his punishment of him is just to put him in an awful looking suit and that terrible.
Yeah, just attack.
Ah! He runs out. Mom, Dad. Now I want you to know you could come over and visit us anytime.
In the meantime, dowry's on me, Dad.
Yeah.
like
This
a
guy, the dad's like,
six
especially if you have a baby boy. Oh, I'm sorry.
no.
That's terrible.
Oh,
God, that's
no.
that's so bad. Oh God. And I love how
Nothing worse than what he did.
Yeah, that's true. I called the caterers, got a great bed. He's just going over like,
We're
yeah.
gonna need witnesses. Would ya?
It's so fun. Yeah, we're gonna do
You get these
witnesses. and
statues coming to life. It's like, this looks so cool.
Yeah.
it was so good. Yeah.
Very creepy.
then
Made me
they're-
hate
they're-
modern
they-
art.
No.
Dude,
Go back
seriously.
a frame. Go back a frame if you'd be so kind.
Yeah, of course.
That one
Right
more. Yeah, right here. Alec Baldwin looks better here than he actually does now that he's this age. Just throwing that out there.
Back.
yeah.
I mean, I might argue so does Geena Davis right now, as opposed to.
Oh, right now, yeah. Well, they can look. Yeah.
Oh, don't make.
I mean, the hair is
Geena
at least
Davis.
better.
Oh god, no! I don't want to know. I don't know.
The demon with the big eyes. This the guy was like. I was like as a kid. I was like, what the hell is this? The fireplace open. It's so like you said. The Burton isms.
He's like, do you? Nobody says the B word.
Yeah. Nobody says the B word. And I like, she's like, no, and she tries to say his name, and I like how she takes over and throws her voice. Oh god, I love that man of mine.
Him taking over her voice is hilarious.
Yeah, because he does it in the beginning.
But also, he establishes early on that he can do this, so it's not like where you know what I mean. So it's all nicely.
Look at
packaged.
his face. Come on, he's like yelling at the guy. Come on. And I love the back and forth.
At a party.
Yeah, I love the back and forth because Geena Davis, Alec Baldwin tries to say it, and then he stops him, right? And then he has his teeth come out. Then Geena Davis says it, the zipper thing. It's like,
and then he goes,
yeah. There she goes, zipper and Beetlejuice, and then he's like, and then he throws the thing, and he's like, strike. It's so good.
Yeah, and her mouth is literally riveted shut. That definitely was one of my favorite parts as a kid.
We're gonna have to make a video where it's like men only want one thing, it's disgusting, and we show Beetlejuice throwing the lock on her mouth.
That would be riveting.
Put that in your poorly explained video.
But this looks like Looney Tunes or Tiny Toons shit right here, you know?
Oh yeah.
I would argue that point with you.
Avery.
I know you would not. That's why we like.
I would argue this point with you, but I have 7 sisters, so I understand.
I mean, I got 6. I mean, I'm almost there.
7 brides for 7 brothers.
That's true.
Jesus, Lisa.
They're Chinese, so they don't like black guys.
I wish I could marry a couple of them off. So.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
She comes riding in on the same word.
Not his
sister. She's riding his snake.
Whoa!
Riding a snake. Yeah. Wow. This is pretty good.
Fucking woman taming a sandworm. Woke. I'm done.
It's woke. So fucking woke.
I mean, hey, it's part of their job.
I like how they look at. I like how they all look at each other. The dead people, and they're like,
I just like that the priest ghost is just kind of standing there looking back at them like, like, am I done?
What
here?
do I do?
I mean,
like,
he's just he's accidentally a part of this group, and then he's like, all right, I'm out. He just vanishes in a
He's gonna head out.
So this is where she goes to the school with girls. She has some friends, obviously, so she's kind of blending in now and she's a little happier. So like it seems to me they took are they just living together, or do they take the downstairs of the house?
They're living together now. They get their own little part of the crib.
Cohabiting.
This would have been a great sitcom spinoff, though. Like My Roommate the Ghost. Like,
yeah. Well, they do have that. They do have a ghost sitcom going now. I have no idea if it's good or bad, but it's been going.
Is there really like that happening right now?
Yeah, there is a sitcom called Ghost, and it's a couple that interacts with ghosts. I have no idea if it's good or bad, but it's called Ghost.
It's probably bad.
Well. Being human.
It's true, Nadia. That's true.
Yeah.
I like this part. She shows the sculpture to him, and he passes out. He likes it.
This is the last one, or he's like,
so that line right there is kind of that's the cathartic line for this whole movie. When the dad says, "Sounds like someone got an A on her math test," that's the part that brings a smile to my face. I'm like, oh, the family is. They love it.
They're finally,
it's that one line might be my favorite in the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, he's involved. He knows about what's going on with her life. He knows that this was something they had between them and the Maitlands. So yeah, it's a nice little line. Yeah, he's like touching the leg of like the
like his face sitting between these two. It's like so damn funny.
Well, one thing that's funny is
Lydia actually looks like healthy and well adjusted.
Yeah, you're right, Sammy. Lydia's happy, right? She's finally found her place.
I don't know that I would say
healthy.
Under her eyes. It's still Winona Ryder.
But she
in the movie she looks healthier. She looks more well adjusted. She doesn't have those bags under her eyes. She doesn't look somber. Like it's a nice change.
Right. It's so funny. But I love this. Yeah. He shrinks his head here and he's like, "Hey, come on, yeah." Hey, this could be a new look for
this effect also isn't bad. It hasn't aged too poorly either.
For its time.
It hasn't aged too poorly.
For its time,
it doesn't really need to be much more than this. I mean, I think most movies overdo this kind of thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like how the football team's dancing behind.
Yeah, the foot that just brings it all together.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
I would say out of
sequel,
all these effects, I think the shrinking
Oh,
head
look,
one dates
Batman.
it the most. Oh, someone's using
I
HBO
will say,
Max.
so when it comes to the sequel, I know that there's probably we're all like tired of member berries and shit like that, but I do want the final scene of the sequel to be this same. I want to see Jenna Ortega being lifted.
It probably will be, to be honest.
Song, but like
Yeah,
I
more
want to
than
see
likely.
that scene. If anyone gets replicated, I want it to be this ending scene.
Nadia.
I agree.
Nadia, I will break your
36
goddamn fingers.
Woman,
Go for it.
she's got a
Go
point.
for it.
All right, I guess Gord King, do you have trivia for this?
I do. Hang on. I gotta
No, go ahead. Take your time. Take your time.
I gotta change my look for trivia.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there we go. Pretend you're the Vex pumpkin.
Exactly.
Hi, my name's Nadia, and I have trivia.
Hello, time for the trivia. I will do this for you. All right, so
I know,
this
he
is-
did it
Wait,
again.
time out.
He did
time
it
out.
again.
Did he do it again? He did it again, but this
God
time
Yeah.
damn it!
it's for me, right?
Sorry.
Am I afraid? I'm gonna have to tell it to your wife about this.
Yeah, I got a
man.
problem.
Yes, Jeanette, this is a real bird. This is Hondo. Say hi, Hondo. Or not.
Hello there.
He is real though. There you go.
He's
How
a
do
I'm
you
not
Mascot.
just some
Have a
fucking
bird.
weird YouTube eccentric asshole who wears a fake fucking bird on my noggin. No.
No, this is much better.
Represents the tranny audience with birds. This is what
my
we do on
gosh.
it. Yeah, this is what we do.
The tranny part's the part that's not real. The bird is real.
Yeah.
In fact,
minute, I
Jeanette,
think you got
no,
that.
I am actually, I'm not real. I'm a puppet for the bird. I'm but a puppet for his avian
Yeah.
machination.
You're a
So
puppet from
He's
life.
actually two small children in a trench coat, but the bird's real.
Oh God! All right. Go ahead.
All right. The film won the 1989 Academy Award for Best Makeup. No shocker
Yep.
there. So as a joke, because they were trying to figure out a title, the studio actually wanted to give this a different title. And Tim Burton, who was 29 at the time, just as a joke said, "Well, why don't we call it Scared Sheetless?" And the studio
Yeah.
actually liked that, and he was actually really pissed. He's like, "No, we're calling it Beetlejuice, idiots." But I personally think Scared Sheetless is pretty dang funny. I'm
That's
not gonna
pretty
lie.
good. Yeah.
Gord King, did you know the band the Goo Goo Dolls? I'm sure everyone knows the band the Goo Goo Dolls.
Sure.
That is not their original name. They were going to play live at a big event that was going to be the one that like got them discovered. And the manager was like, "We cannot have you come on stage with the name you have. You need to change it." And they drunkenly said, "Fine, call us Goo Goo Dolls." They were pissed. They had changed the name. They were called the Sex Maggots. The
Wow.
Goo Goo Dolls' original name was Sex Maggots.
Wow.
Well, they just
All
want you to know who they are.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, think of that song though. I don't want the world to see me like by Sex Maggots. Like, it's
Yeah.
such a
Yeah.
Like, guys,
Black
I
Balloon.
think the studio might have been on to something.
Yeah.
Dizzy Up the
Like
Girl
Armageddon
by Sex
soundtrack.
Maggot.
That,
You needed to
yeah,
change.
that's true. That's true.
Actor Glenn Shaddix played Otho, passed away in 2010, and the song Deo was played at his funeral.
Aw,
quite
that's sweet.
nice.
Adorable.
Writer Michael McDowell, his original version of the movie was much darker and not a comedy. The Death of the Maitlands, for example, was supposed to be far more graphically violent, and Beetlejuice would have been a far more murderous character rather than an impish one.
Yeah, I'd read something similar, but that he was going to be more of like a sex pest character, like an actual word I don't want to say on Cannoli's channel because it's Cannoli's channel.
I mean, it was supposed to
I
be
have Vex on
far-
this show
I
half
mean,
the time. What the fuck?
Kind of a sex pest.
Pedophile. Beetlejuice is going to be a legitimate fucking pedophile. So
Yeah.
He has
so-
like
Wow.
some sex pest tendencies. He's going after a 15-year-old girl.
He would have
I
fitted
mean,
with
he
the
can't
father.
keep his hands
Yeah.
off Geena Davis.
Yeah, it's not totally off.
yeah, good
That's a new
point.
PC term. Oh no, he's just a sex pest. Don't mind Jeffrey.
Don't mind him. He's a sex pest.
Stop it.
Stop.
I thought this was a sweet little piece of trivia. So Catherine O'Hara was cast because the original actress had to drop out because she was sick, and Tim Burton's favorite production designer, Anton Furst, was busy with another film, so Bo Welch came on instead. O'Hara and Welch met on set and were later married and have been married since 1992.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
So
That was
gay.
really nice. Uh,
it's much better she married him instead of homie that played her husband, because that would have been real fucking awkward.
oh,
a few
that would have
years
been
later.
that would have been quite the unfortunate.
Very
shock.
strange. Yeah.
The film
And unusual.
grossed just a shade under $75 million on. I don't have an exact number, but it was between the $13 to $15 million budget. It was
so it did well.
It was the 10th highest grossing film of 1988. Which, in a moment, I'm going to show why that's quite remarkable. I already said this earlier. This is said to be Michael Keaton's favorite role of his own. He improvised a large number of his lines. Some say up to even 90% of them, which is kind of incredible. Films that came out in 1988. This is just a taste of what we had in 1988 and why we'll never have great years like this again. So 1988 featured the following films: Die Hard, Heathers, Grave of the Fireflies.
Heathers also musical is better than the movie.
Wow, Nadia's seen 3 movies? What the fuck?
Cinema Paradiso, Rain Man, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, my favorite film of that year. They Live, Big, My Neighbor Totoro, Akira, Willow, Child's Play, Bloodsport, The Naked Gun, Young Guns, A Fish Called Wanda, The Blob, Twins, Land Before Time, Bull Durham, Rambo 3, Red Heat, Scrooged, and 8 Men Out.
Wow. You just named 24 films. None of them as good as this one. But some of them very close.
I think there's a few that are better. Like I think Die Hard, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, a couple others. My Neighbor Totoro. I love that movie.
Wait, hold on. We just for a second, Nadia saw like half those movies. I don't fucking understand this.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what?
No. Lydia saw half those movies.
Lydia. Sorry, Lydia.
The question isn't whether she saw them; it's whether
Leon,
she
that
liked
you
them.
think Beetlejuice is better than Akira.
Akira and Beetlejuice are very similar in that they are like visual spectacles when you watch them. So you're like more than the story, you're interested in what's physically happening on scene. And it's a very tough choice between the two. I mean, that Akira, Beetlejuice, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit are all damn near perfect films for me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm
just
just saying there was the
I would
opportunity to be a weeb, and you didn't take it.
That should show you how much I fucking love Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, I think, is near the top. I would put Who Framed Roger Rabbit up there because there's literally nothing I would change about Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I would not change a single frame of that movie.
It's a great movie.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit is definitely the objectively better film.
My kid has never seen that movie.
It's a good time. Really? That movie will blow you away no matter what.
Your kid's name Nadia?
Lydia. It's Lydia. I can't believe not Nadia said she watched half those movies. And I'm like, you have a list of like all these class, but yet you're like, yeah, I saw that. I'm like, wait, what?
The only one I wouldn't have put on that list is Land Before Time. I hate those movies.
I put it up there because I do think the first one is pretty good, but I also had to put it up there because that's the first animated movie I ever saw in a movie theater.
I
like the first one. I think the first one.
I
think the first one's nice. Yeah, they milked that franchise horribly. Why did they do that?
Milked, all right.
I mean, by the time they're done with it, it's like this won't really be before time anymore. You're coming up on the present.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they've evolved into chickens by now. But,
don't listen to him, Hondo. You are a strong, proud dinosaur.
Yeah, Hondo. Continue on.
As for casting trivia, Beetlejuice, there wasn't a ton of people up for this role. You had Dudley Moore.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I don't. God. I'll be honest. I don't like any of these. Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison very well could have worked. Not as good as Keaton, but could have worked.
Maybe.
Sam Kinison, I would say probably is the best. He was probably the best choice. I don't know if he could have added the improvisation. Granted, I don't know how good he is at improv, but he seems to be a little bit more one tone, whereas Keaton is more versatile.
There's a lot of rage behind Kinnison's comedy,
especially early on.
Which I mean, don't get me wrong, it works on its own, but like if they were trying to have this movie have this tone, I don't think Kinnison would have been as good of a fit.
Not at all.
But the first choice for Tim Burton's first choice for Beetlejuice actually was Sammy Davis Jr.
What? Stop! What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey,
I'm
baby.
Dead serious. That was his. His first choice was Sammy Davis Jr.
Because of his glasses.
Sammy Davis Jr.
I could see it. I could see why that would be.
I'm
his
the
first
ghost
choice.
with the mouse, man.
Yeah. Hey, baby. I don't know. I don't. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
I don't see it. I don't totally.
I could
don't
see
really
it because of Burton. I could see it being his first
he would
choice,
make it
but
work.
again, Keaton is definitely
Yeah,
better
yeah.
overall. Like, yeah.
Don't enable Burton.
I don't know.
I'm
Shut
not.
up, Whitefair.
Whitey, I'm with you. I
kind of
think a
want
lot
to
of
see
his
the
stuff is
alternate version.
Yeah, but to be fair, I kind of want if they go
Overrated.
that route. I want
Okay.
Frank Sinatra to be Otho. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You got a whole rap fight
I,
going on with this, yeah.
Yes, Nadia, go ahead.
when I was living in LA, they had the Tim Burton exhibit that had all of his props and stuff from the movies
shit.
and things. It was really cool. I got to see it.
That's cool.
But I'm with you, Whitey. He's overrated. A
Yeah,
lot
no,
of people
I
Yes,
know a lot of
yes.
people.
His name.
Listen, I like some of his. But I do see where people would think that. I get it.
He
So, like-
really fell off when there's CGI. He was better when there was parameters set for him. So even though this is a
Yeah.
Tim Burton film and it feels very much like a Tim Burton film, this
Controlled
isn't like
atmosphere.
untethered Tim
Yeah.
Burton. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, well,
That's
here's
why,
the thing,
that's
I'm
why I
willing-
always say,
yeah. I'm
that's
willing.
why I always say like Batman and like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, like they're really good because like it's Tim Burton under his most like controlled, where they're probably like, so you know, you let him off the
he's not
reins a little
he's
bit,
not
you
like
get
a
Batman
Tarantino where
Returns,
you
it
don't-
starts to
you
get a
don't
little
just
weird.
you don't want to fully unleash him. He's not like
Yeah,
a
you can't
Tarantino or
never
Stanley
go full
Kubrick.
Burton.
I would extend Burton as far out as maybe Sleepy Hollow, which was like 99.
That wasn't a
I'd
bad
still
movie.
sort of-
Sleepy
Sleepy
Hollow
Hollow is really good. I like that
Yeah.
movie a lot.
His
Yeah.
But I, mean,
aesthetic
I
wasn't
think Big
perfect
Fish
for
was
that.
really Big Fish is pretty great.
I
think
love
that's
Big
a really
Fish.
awesome movie.
Hold on. Nadia, go ahead, babe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hot take.
Yes.
I think both of his Batman films are overrated. I do not
Get out.
see them as
Vex
out.
said that too.
So
Nope.
I know I'm gonna lose a lot of people for this one, but I
Oh no,
really,
here's the thing. The first Batman is like I mean, I don't think it's a great movie. It's a good movie with a great legacy. I actually
Yes.
think Batman Returns is a better movie.
People like the
personally.
second movie better. Yeah.
I
I do think that's a
I
better
like the first
movie.
one
I don't
better.
know if I'd necessarily go so far as to call either of them great movies, but they're definitely really good movies. And they
They're
have
No,
too
it's
campy
like
fantastic.
for
what we
me.
talked. You
Too
can't
campy
deny
for
the
me.
cultural significance
I get
of
that.
Tim Burton's Batman.
And that's why he said great legacy. You know, when you phrase it like that, Gord, it's actually because, again, I love the Tim Burton Batman movies as somebody that hates Batman as a character. I'm not a Batman fan, so like the fact that I like those movies. But you're right, it is very much a, you know, without those movies, maybe we wouldn't have gotten Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Maybe we wouldn't have gotten Bryan Singer's.
Oh
The
no,
X-Men.
it
Like,
changed.
the
Comic book
legacy is
movies.
more important
Yes,
than the
yeah.
actual film.
You don't
I
get the
think you're
Dark
right.
Knight
And-
without the original Batman movie. So that's
and
just,
I can agree to that. I can
Yeah.
understand its establishment, but to me,
Right.
it's similar to how people overhype Nightmare Before Christmas. That it's just
Yes.
like it's a
Okay, no,
cult
Nightmare
emo-
Before Christmas is not
Fuck this
overhyped.
Burton guy.
Emo kids just ruined it. There's a difference. Emo kids ruined Nightmare Before
That's
Christmas.
no.
true.
It people overhype it. It's overhyped as well. It's overhyped
so
film as well.
I would
So-
ask Gord,
I
though,
don't
like,
disagree with that. I actually tend to agree. Nightmare
So,
Before Christmas.
Gord,
I
like,
think
for
Nightmare
you-
Before Christmas is pretty awesome, but I
so
don't
like
think
for
like
you
it's
and
a
I,
perfect
Gord, or
movie.
people
Oh, I
who are a
agree.
little older, is the original Keaton Batman movies, does nostalgia play a big role in us liking it more than say people who
We
didn't give a
covered
shit
this.
about Batman?
That was, I think,
Yeah.
that was my last show that
Your
I did. We
channel,
talked
yep.
about this, where
Yeah.
we all kind of, I think, agreed that it's not necessarily. Yeah, it's
It's
not
not a great movie. No.
objectively a great movie. There's a lot of issues with Tim
Oh, yeah.
Burton's Batman.
It's
Like,
Burton
a
storytelling
really
in general.
high number of issues.
Right.
But it does more right than it does wrong. It's much
Yeah.
more in like it's kind of this interesting blend of the old campy Batman with what we eventually got
Right.
with more like the Nolan Batman.
Right.
It has a fantastic legacy. You know,
It's the best
someone
Gotham
said-
City put on screen for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know, like someone said, it kind of paved the way for films like Raimi's
Yes.
Spider-Man and whatnot. But
Darker
superhero
tones,
movies kind of advanced past that stage eventually. So
Right.
if you're more in tune with like Nolan's movies or like the good MCU movies, then
Yeah.
you haven't seen Batman yet.
Yeah,
and
'cause
you come into
Vex
that,
said
you're gonna
that
probably be a
same
little
thing.
weirded out by it. Like, what is
Vex
this?
said the
It's
same thing
odd.
initially. Like I think I was like, I can understand where you're coming from.
Whitey,
But I told her
what's
how
the-
why those movies were so important and what it changed going forward.
But
But-
Burton has this
Whitey,
thing
what are
that he
you
does,
doing to
and
me?
I have the same
Burton
view
has
on
this thing where he
Gladiator,
does-
where I think
Um,
Gladiator is
yeah.
objectively a good movie, but I think it's overhyped. But again, I don't have the
Yeah.
nostalgia that a lot of people have for it.
So Burton has this really amazing quality when he's allowed to do it, or when he chooses to do it, whatever. Which is he does this in Beetlejuice, he does it in Batman, he does it in Sleepy Hollow, he does it in Sweeney Todd. Where
Yes.
if he treats his movies like a stage play, where everything
Yes.
is done on a sound stage and whatnot, as opposed to like physical locations, real environments. He's such better work. Like he needs confined. He needs like actual old school Hollywood ways of doing shit.
Jesus, this is where it's Nadia. Do you feel this way?
This is not my alternate account, just FYI. But
I was going to ask you
yeah.
about that. Listen. I feel like you do, Nadia. From the very first trailer, something just feels very off.
It's red flags, my friend.
Yeah,
red
we'll
flags.
see.
And for something
you guys are too jaded.
Listen,
shut up. You're right, though.
Some things I've heard from network people that still work in the industry that I can't say anything.
Yeah.
Really bloated. I'm telling you. Don't.
I can see that.
I hope it's good, but
let me know as soon as you're out. Wow.
She's dead, so of course
I'll talk to Lydia that.
Wow.
Were we still doing casting, Gordon? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I've only gone through one.
Go ahead. Who's the next people?
All right. So for Barbara, these actresses were the top choice initially was Kirstie Alley, but she could not get out of. And this was Kirstie Alley back there in the Cheers days, so I actually think that would have been pretty good. But
she would have been fine.
The producers of Cheers would not let her do the
get
film.
out of the contract. Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver was in consideration. I think she's. It'd be hard for me to see her in that kind of role.
It's too soft of a role
stoic.
for her.
Yeah, it's too close to. It was only 3 years removed from Aliens. I think that would have been a tough sell.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad we got what we got, but honestly, maybe it's just I'm biased because I fucking love that bitch. She's like arguably my first movie crush.
I fucking love
you're definitely biased,
bitch.
But you like it because she's like a strong ass, badass female. I don't think she would be able to pull off the softness needed in this role.
Yeah, for that role.
Yeah, even in Ghostbusters, she's channeling something a lot more stoic than what she brings to.
But think of her in Avatar. She starts off as this hard bitch, and then she softens as the movie goes on. We can say, we touched on Avatar?
The movie's a shitty piece of shit. Leon,
I agree.
It is. I fucking hate that movie.
The best
Shut
review
the fuck
for a
up,
movie
Leon.
ever.
Don't even compare to that movie. That movie's hot.
Critics call it a shitty piece of shit.
It's a shitty piece of shit.
Nadia from Horror with Ned says
everything about it.
Sigourney Weaver in Avatar slowly softens as the film
I
goes
don't give
on,
a
and like,
fuck, Leon. That
Oh
movie
my
is
God.
so bad. I fucking hate that
Hold
movie.
on. I'm
gonna make an Avatar poster and just put in quotes "shitty piece of shit."
I'm
Thank you.
so fucking.
I will
You
say
told
this.
me. It's copyrighted by me. Shitty piece of shit.
One thing I will say in Sigourney Weaver's favor as far as the potential casting of her is of the actresses that were up for this role outside of Geena Davis, she's the tallest. She's actually Geena Davis's height. The next one who's closest to that is Laura Dern was up for consideration, which Laura Dern was actually pretty dang young back in '89. So I don't know if that would have quite worked.
Yeah.
She's pretty young. She's like 22 in 1989, but she is like 5'10". Geena Davis and Sigourney Weaver are like 6 foot.
Yeah, that's all.
And going for like that aesthetic I was talking about earlier, where Keaton is shorter than the woman. Those two, it still works. The rest of them, it doesn't quite work the same way.
Yeah.
Linda Blair, she was considered.
Okay.
Also, Goldie Hawn.
Interesting. Linda Blair, really?
Oh, Goldie Hawn could have made it work, I think.
Goldie Hawn, yeah, but Linda, I guess
Linda Blair would have been an interesting kind of throwback. Her being
girl from The Exorcist.
I was going to say that would have brought a whole new thing when Beetlejuice's head starts spinning.
137 times. Like saying that Linda Blair would be a few calls.
Yeah. When
it might have been like Linda Blair might have made that part a little too on the nose, for being honest.
Absolutely.
I've seen this before. She would have.
They would have dropped it like that in it. Yeah.
And lastly, I thought this was interesting because not only was Sigourney Weaver in consideration, her being one of the top tier female action stars, so was Linda Hamilton, who would eventually be one of the top tier female action stars because Terminator 2 was.
Linda Hamilton in the 80s though she wasn't manly yet.
She wasn't. She actually probably would have at least been feminine enough to pull this off.
Yeah.
No, she really buffed up.
I just thought it was interesting that she was in consideration at all.
No, they got it right.
I agree. I agree.
You want to know where they got it wrong? Alec Baldwin. So please tell us who we could have gotten.
I'll be honest. I found no casting trivia for Adam outside of Alec Baldwin. As far as I know, he's the only one.
Bad
I thought he was fine.
No, he's good in this.
It's because it's Alec Baldwin.
Alec
He's a
Baldwin in
murderer.
his younger days was a good actor.
Allegedly.
He's a good actor. He's just a
I was
good
just
garbage
watching
movie.
him in the Hunt for Red October the other day. He was
And he's the best Jack Ryan, by the way. He's the best
is a good
one.
Jack Ryan. That's a good movie. That's a damn good movie.
He is the best Jack
Better
Ryan.
than Harrison?
Yes.
Harrison Ford, motherfucker.
He is better than Harrison Ford as Jack Ryan.
I kind of have to agree with Gord there. I like Ford, but he just
because you're a fucking pushover. Get over yourself. No.
Well, here's the thing, though. Jack Ryan is supposed to kind of be a pencil-pushing author.
Nerd.
He's not supposed to be an action star. It is hard for me to buy Harrison Ford as just that.
Yeah.
Whereas Alec Baldwin,
fuck you, Whitey, take it.
No, I'm giving it to the girl in the poster behind Geena Davis.
As for Delia, the original actress who was supposed to, this is the only casting trivia for her. Angelica Houston was originally cast, but she had to drop out due to illness, which opened the door for Catherine O'Hara. Which I can totally see that. I mean, she eventually went on and played Morticia in Addams Family, which she is perfect in, by the way.
Yeah. The first
That's
Addams
the only
Family
Addams
movie
Family.
was good. Yep.
No, Addams Family Values is great.
I think both are good.
That's
Yeah,
the only
Addams Family
one.
Values is like one of the best Thanksgiving movies ever.
That is the only Morticia. That is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh
She is
yeah.
the
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
As for Lydia, this is the one with the most different people they considered. So Lori Loughlin, if you don't know who that is, that's Rebecca from Full House. Diane Lane,
a young Diane.
Okay, remember, these are young versions of these actors.
I don't see it.
I know, but still,
I don't see it. Go ahead, though.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
No.
Get her some carrots. Fucking horse face.
Brooke Shields.
I definitely don't see that at all.
Way too like puffy.
No, wouldn't work.
This one I could see for Justine Bateman. I could kind of see that one. I think Winona's a much better choice. It's Jason Bateman's sister.
Probably.
If you look her up, if you look her up, I could see her playing kind of the emo girl. I could see that. Molly Ringwald, which doesn't surprise me, but
I knew Molly Ringwald would be on this fucking list.
Oh yeah.
Whitey, are you aware of the casting trivia? Because the next person is Jennifer Connelly.
No, I just figured that would be a good choice.
A young Jennifer
that works
Connelly.
out perfect.
Sold.
Yeah,
we all win
on
there.
the list.
We all win.
Yeah, no, to be fair, young Jennifer Connelly is a shitty actress. She had to learn how to
Nobody
act.
cares about her acting at that point.
Okay, when she's this young, we should probably only care about her acting. This was 88. Let's see.
Oh, she was 15, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Never mind. I'm like my dad now.
Yeah.
Molly 15.
Ringwald, I can't see, but like in those movies, like I was thinking about The Breakfast Club, Ali Sheedy would have been fine.
I agreed. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought when I saw Molly Ringwald's name, I was like, why not Ali Sheedy instead?
Actually,
that would have made way more sense.
Granted,
it might have been because of her age. Ali Sheedy was actually one of the older members of that cast.
Movie. Molly Ringwald must be at least considered for the role. That was the rules of the 80s.
At that time.
Like Ali, I'm pretty sure Ali Sheedy would have. I think she was in like mid.
I never found.
Ali Sheedy was born in like 62. She would have been like 27 when that movie came out.
Oh yeah, she'd been like the same age as Geena Davis. So
no. Well, this is for Lydia though.
But that's what I'm saying. So that would be odd.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Is there anybody?
Juliette Lewis. That one I definitely could see. I could see a young Juliette Lewis.
Yeah. Her acting style.
But the person who came closest to getting the role that wasn't Winona Ryder was actually Alyssa Milano.
Oh, thank God that didn't happen.
I'm very glad
see it working
didn't happen.
from.
I don't know. I could see it. I'm just glad I don't have to look back on this movie and say, "Oh, I love this movie."
Right?
But crap, it's got Alyssa Milano in it.
Exactly. That's why I said thank God. Because I can see it, but God, that would have skyrocketed her career. She would have done far more than just Charmed, and then no. Eventually, we'd end up getting fucking Alyssa Milano in Stranger Things, and you can't even make that show worse unless you add Alyssa Milano. So, like,
oh yeah, good point.
Hey, I like Stranger Things. Shut the fuck up, Leon.
To be
I
fair,
remember
like
there was one time I was-
we don't want
season
to
1
list
and
Milano
2.
in it.
Season 3 was such bullshit. I never watched season 4, but
Oh,
I heard season
dude.
4 is good, so I should get back to it. I don't
No,
know.
it's not that.
I remember I got in an
saved it.
argument with someone on Twitter, and I was like saying, like, you know, Alyssa Milano hasn't been topical since like Charmed, and this one lady like chimed in, and was like, "Hey, she was a judge on Project Runway season 3," and I was like, "Oh, you got me."
Wow, yeah,
I
that's
was like,
really
wow.
gonna.
Way to throw the
I'll
hammer
take back
down on that
everything
one.
I
By the
said.
way, there's only one good season of Stranger Things, and it's season 1. Then it goes downhill sharp.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
hang on,
it's good.
real
As a
quick.
D&D
I
nerd,
stopped after
it's
season
good.
1. I never
Real
cared.
quick,
see that.
Jeanette pointed out something in the chat. She's absolutely right. Okay, the OG Morticia is a great Morticia.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I
cool.
just
Yeah,
love
yeah.
Morticia.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is
No,
it,
no,
Morticia? I
You're
agree with.
absolutely
Even
right.
hotter
Jeanette.
take.
You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Yeah.
Even hotter take. Every Morticia has been a good Morticia. It's just that Catherine O'Hara is the best. But I think every Morticia has been good, even in Wednesday.
Didn't
Angelica
the
Houston,
first
not
Morticia
Catherine
drop
Catherine
out
Zeta-Jones,
really
you
quick?
mean.
Yeah,
Catherine
Zeta-
Jones, thank you. Sorry.
No, it's all
No.
good.
Yeah, let's.
But Angelica Houston, I do think, is the best Morticia.
She was like
She's
5
awesome.
years old in fucking Commando.
Well, she's 11.
Whatever, 5'11", who cares?
But she would have.
Well,
Yeah,
is that-
Either
not
way, the dad
legal.
from this movie would have had his way if it was a boy. So, like,
he goes,
Justified.
justified. Go ahead,
Yeah, she
Corey.
would have been about 16 when this. Alyssa Milano would have been about
Oh,
16
okay,
when this came
okay.
out. She fit the age, so I'm glad it
Mhm.
wasn't her.
Mhm.
I
That's
wonder
it.
who they would cast
and that-
nowadays.
I have a piece of
Hold
interesting
on.
trivia just about the musical. If you've got a moment. So
Fucking
obviously,
musical, man.
Fucking gay
well, no,
musical.
I think this is super cool. But like, so Beetlejuice, he's got that sort of deep, gruff voice, like kind of like what Sammy was doing, right? So in the musical, he's got a very similar voice, and but you have to sing, and he sings with that same voice. Well, not it sounds
Oh,
great.
okay.
And the reason that the actor is able to do that is so when you do that voice and start singing, it's kind of got like a tickle effect for most people.
Mhm.
The reason
Mhm.
he can do that is he's got a birth defect to where he can make those vocal ranges and whatnot with literally
Oh.
no feeling in his throat, so he can sing in all these Beetlejuice ranges,
Oh,
and he can do it
crazy.
effectively endlessly because he doesn't have the throat tickle that comes with doing that voice.
Yeah, the thought of even
White
doing
Bear
that
has a
makes me
throat
want to go on a
tickle.
coughing fit.
Yeah, I was like, the thought of Leon talking about a throat tickle is not.
Yeah, God, that's so
Yeah.
gay.
Who
Musicals.
do you think?
Go ahead, Natalie.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Who do you think they would cast as Beetlejuice today? Like if it was
Christopher
just
Walken.
Timothy Chalamet.
really?
Oh,
Hey, Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Chalamet
Night
would be Lydia.
Chalamet.
That's who he would be. He would.
No, I always just throw his name out because like there's only like 5 actors in Hollywood.
This
An
bullshit-
actual honest answer to that
Okay,
question.
Actually,
Aaron Edgerton.
I don't know how
Who?
eccentric this guy
Aaron
can be.
Edgerton.
Uh,
I think
maybe.
Taron Edgerton would do a modern day Beetlejuice.
He could.
Bill
He could.
Hader.
I'll tell you, I'll throw out a younger guy, Austin Butler. I think his look would be right. I'd be curious to see if he could play someone that. And he's such a
Mm.
good actor.
He's
that I
put
would
a
so
think he'd be
Skarsgård
okay.
Skarsgård in
looking,
there.
though.
Just put a
Like-
Skarsgård in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Christian
Probably what would
Bale, huh?
happen.
I think
Austin,
Bill
can
Hader
you
would be
make
good.
Austin Butler ugly?
Do what now?
Can you
Bill
make
Hader?
Austin Butler ugly though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
can make
go watch
anybody
Once Upon a
ugly.
Time in Hollywood. He doesn't look like all good looking and swarmy and that. I mean, he's
I
not
want-
Gord
good.
but he's
Gord didn't
still
get
got
off to him in that.
Chiseled jaw, even in like
I want Christopher Walken. No trivia ever again. but I
Tom
want
Cruise. Tom Cruise is Beetlejuice.
Tom Cruise.
He
looks
would get
is
so
kinda
into
Beetlejuice.
it.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's a
He
bit
can
old
pull
for it,
off.
but I mean,
Yeah.
in his
Well,
younger
he's
days,
like the
like
same
30.
age as Keaton, isn't he? Maybe even a little
36.
older.
It's
Like
36.
Well, I mean, I thought we were talking like we'd want somebody a little younger. I guess
that's what I
Yeah.
was. That's why I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I went with.
You're
I was
missing
trying to
the
think of
point.
actors
Yeah, I mean,
younger.
I think
Younger or
Edgerson's actually would be a solid choice.
No,
I mean,
you're
he's
all
a-
wrong.
I think he's
It's
an underrated actor.
It's
to be
Christopher
honest.
Walken or nobody. I'm sorry. It's just
Yeah.
not.
Channing Tatum. Channing
Oh,
Tatum.
Channing Tatum
Beetlejuice.
can't
Say
act.
my name.
He's terrible. Oh God. He's
Oh.
terrible.
Oh,
Yeah, Jim
Whitey, I'm
Carrey.
with you. Jim Carrey.
Nice,
Jim
yeah.
Carrey.
Fucking model.
Jim
That's
Carrey.
the line
Okay.
I want to hear. Nice
Jim
fucking
Carrey
model.
might have actually been up for the role to begin with. I saw his name on a list on IMDb, but I try to cross-reference
probably
the IMDb trivia because it's made by fans, so I don't ever know if it's true. I didn't find a second reference to him, but he was listed on IMDb as a
Maybe,
possible Beetlejuice
maybe.
back in the late 80s.
I can't see where
Mask, man.
Jim Carrey is far too
He's too wiry. He's too wiry.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
not the kind of
yeah.
comedy.
wiry, but
Not
he's
the same
also-
kind of comedy.
Yeah,
His
you almost need someone like a
comedy
Billy
is
Bob
too-
Thornton to be.
You know,
Jim
a
Carrey
young
is too
Billy Bob
physical. Like,
Thornton would not
Beetlejuice
be
is a
bad.
physical role. Like he does all the movements and whatnot, but so much of Beetlejuice is also from the voice and from the inflection. I don't know. I think Carrey would make it too animated.
Yeah,
as
no,
opposed-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Carrey would be a good choice to voice the animated Beetlejuice, not
Yes.
play the physical.
Yeah, but I'm saying like Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa is like a real life Beetlejuice. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
actually
true.
pretty accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
I've seen both of those movies, by the way.
I love.
Of all the movies you've seen, fucking Bad Santa. Are
Bad
you-
Santa, but
I
I've never
love
seen
Bad Santa. I
Terminator.
play it every Christmas.
I
every
just saw
Christmas.
Terminator
I
1 and
watch
2
Bad
after
Santa.
80, but I saw Bad. Oh my god.
I saw that
Have
movie
you
in
seen-
theaters.
Fucking Lydia. Have you
Love
seen
it.
Mr. Woodcock
Lydia.
with Sean William Scott? And fucking,
Lydia.
No, our my favorite line in that whole movie is when he sees the kid's report card and he goes, "Your name's Thurman Merman." Jesus
Merman.
Christ! Every
that's
time.
good. That's interesting trivia. The trivia is always very interesting. There's a lot of. I like when they talk about the casting. That's my favorite part. So
I can just
All right.
imagine like Glenn Shaddix.
Walking in a way
like,
got kind of the Beetlejuice hair treatment for Sleepy Hollow.
that's what I'm
so that was
saying.
yeah,
Perfect. Wow.
wow.
yeah.
Doesn't Walken just growl in that movie? He doesn't even have any lines. He's like,
Yeah, he has no lines in that
He
movie
wouldn't have to say
whatsoever.
anything. Just
Yeah.
start dancing. Just everything he's doing is that.
Ah, he just growls in German.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a weapon of choice.
Democratization.
Alien.
I guess we
that
can go
would have
around
made the dance number totally different. Though,
Oh,
since
it would have
he is a
been
pro
fantastic.
dancer.
Oh,
it
yeah.
also would have. It also where he pulled that finger with the wedding ring out of his pocket. He probably would have pulled it out of somewhere else. You know, Pulp Fiction story.
I had this waiting in my ass.
Since the year
Your house.
1300.
I'll be
Amazing.
damned if I let
Yeah.
someone take your house.
Mom,
The Exorcist 101st
Let's be real.
time.
Let's be real.
It's
They
funny.
would hire
Every time I
Robert
say
Downey
it.
Jr. as Beetlejuice.
what'd you say, Nadia?
They would put RDJ in there.
Oh,
Yeah, just in every fucking that's no.
Yeah.
just
I
a
don't know.
bunch
I
of
don't think
nice
he gets
comments.
that.
We are so racist. None of us said a black
Yeah.
actor. Michael B. Jordan for Beetlejuice.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's do that.
There's so much wrong with that.
Wait, isn't there a dude named Beetlejuice?
Oh
There
yeah, the
is.
Howard Stern
Oh, yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Howard Stern.
He would
You know what's so funny
That-
is that guy
okay,
they call
that would be
Beetlejuice-
amazing. That
The
would be
thing is, the
incredible.
guy they call Beetlejuice, they only call him that because he looks like a character from Beetlejuice, not actually Beetlejuice. He
Not
looks like the
Beetlejuice.
drunken head guy. That's
Yeah,
the
no,
funny.
he looks like the priest, right?
No, he looks like the drunken head guy. He looks like the drunken head, the guy with the
Oh.
ninja around
Keanu
his neck. He looks
Reeves as
just like him.
Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Whoa.
Gosh,
Look, I won't even lie. I would watch that though. Keanu Reeves is Beetlejuice. I'm kind of digging.
I would be.
Yeah, but it's
curious
got to be
if
like
we-
scruffy beard, Keanu kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Oh, yeah,
John,
yeah, yeah.
Wick, John Wick Keanu as fucking.
I'm going to kill them all.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
won't do 3 nights
Yeah,
nights in a
yeah.
row. I won't do it.
Oh god.
do it.
All right. I guess we can go around the horn, give our final thoughts, our rating. Start with you, Leon. What's final thoughts on Beetlejuice and your rating for the movie?
Wait.
Hold on. All right, go ahead, Leon.
No, I absolutely adore this movie. It is on a scale of Tim Burton movies, this one is a perfect. This might be my favorite Burton movie. Like it's right up there with Sweeney Todd and Sleepy Hollow. I love old Burton, and then some modern Burton is very hit or miss. But in general, I do really like his work. This is probably my favorite movie. Not necessarily his best. It's. I want to give it a 10 because I love it so much. I know it's not a 10. It is probably realistically 8 sand dune snakes out of 10. But yeah, this movie, for every one thing it does wrong, it does 48 right, and I feel like that qualifies as an 8. So
Fair enough. I agree. Lydia, you want to give us your final thoughts and your rating of the movie?
I mean, this is a great movie. It's a great introduction for your kids into horror, even nowadays, or Halloween movies. I play this every Halloween. I think this is more of a Halloween classic than Hocus Pocus. It can suck my nuts. Yeah.
Do you hate Hocus Pocus?
I fucking hate Hocus Pocus.
I know, I do as well, and I get roasted for it all the time. Like that's a Leon hot take. Oh, I hate Hocus Pocus.
It's not that I hate. I think Hocus Pocus is an overrated film again. It's like the cult of Hocus Pocus has just ruined Hocus Pocus. Plus,
I
just like Beetlejuice as a kid.
You know a fun piece of trivia? I've never bothered to watch it.
Don't even watch it.
Never watched it.
It's not worth it.
But yeah, I don't know what I score this. I like a 10 out of 10. I enjoy it every single time it's on.
Yeah, you don't have to score it if you don't want to.
Yeah, I
freaking score it.
Well, I figured somebody with your background would appreciate it because of all the.
On a scale from 10 to shitty piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shitty. I'm clipping that out, by the way. Shitty piece. Oh, look, Lydia. white bear Lydia. All right, Sam.
My tits all out. Thanks.
That's how you get the subs, woman.
That's how we get these subs.
That's how we get these subs up. All right, wow, Sammy, go ahead, buddy.
You know what? I'll give this a solid. Thanks, buddy.
What the heck?
I don't know.
Leon's bird inspired me. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I was like, I wasn't aware that I had British qualities, but all right, I'll take it.
Hondo and Sammy to be like, taxation is theft.
Yeah. He is a proud American.
Hey, wait! You realize he's basically the Muppet. He's Sam Eagle.
Yes, I
am. Oh shit!
I'll give this a solid 9. I mean, it's everything about it's fun. It's concise. I mean, really, we said it's like 90 minutes in. You're the acting's fun. I mean, Michael Keaton is absolutely stellar in this. There's nobody in the cast where I was like, they're phoning it in. And yeah, it's a movie that I come back to often and revisit when I have kids. I definitely gonna have them watch it, and interested to see what they think. So yeah, I love it. I love this movie, and anybody who doesn't is a shitty piece of shit. So
shitty piece of shit. Thank you. Copyright Nadia.
Copyright Nadia.
Thank you.
Are there any other?
I'll give you full credit. I'll give you full credit, Nadia. Yeah. Trust me. All right, Wumbo boy, give me your final thoughts.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think there's a ton wrong with this movie. I think that there's a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's pretty fantastically written. Its effects they mostly hold up. It's a lot of fun. Great comedic legendary comedic performance by Michael Keaton. Let's fully contextualize that. But all the other actors are great. They're well cast. The atmosphere is fantastic. The musical score is absolutely top tier. I score this 9 overly dramatic suicide notes out of 10.
Can I highlight a comment from Barbara Lawrence real quick?
Yeah, which one?
So she says 9 out of 10 for me. It gets a boost because it led me to my husband. This was one of this was one of my favorite films of all time. And then I met my what would be my wife, and then what would later be my ex-wife. It was one of her favorites as well. I love this movie so much that even the divorce hasn't ruined this movie for me. That's how good it is. Like,
that's so adorable.
There's literally a line in this movie when Beetlejuice first comes out. He says, "Adam, Babs." And literally, this brought Adam and Babs together. They were actually supposed to be on my Beetlejuice stream, but I think Babs had unfortunately fallen ill. But I still played that clip for them. I thought that was cute.
Love you, Babs.
Yeah.
Love it. Would you give it a 9 out of 10? You said okay, cool.
Gotcha. I do indeed. I think it's pretty
White
amazing.
Bear. White Bear. Yeah, give us your final thought. I know you love Tim Burton so much, and
yeah.
Did you want to do what the beauty queen did while watching this movie and just off yourself, slitting your wrists? Or
well, I didn't rewatch this movie actually. I've seen it like about 20,000 times when I was a kid, and
it's hard to it's hard to forget. Yeah,
what it spawned, what it did, and what this movie did and made you feel like. I don't know. It's one of those movies we've talked about before where you look at it and you feel like Yeah, I can see this weird world. You know, I can understand it. I feel like you can be focused in on the movie. It did what it was set out to accomplish, and it took chances that I think a lot of people didn't think would actually work. And it did. So for that alone, I got to bypass my Tim Burton dislike and at least give it a give it
this is
nice
Wiper.
fucking models out of 10.
This is Wiper after watching your fucking Tim Burton movie.
This is the really real world. There ain't no coming back. There ain't no coming back. There ain't no coming back.
I had to. Sorry, I've been waiting to use that clip all night. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. For me, kind of look like everybody else's sentiment is. Obviously there's a lot of nostalgia here. I told you I'm old as fuck, so when I saw this, I was almost 10. So it holds a lot of weight for me. I think it's just a fun movie. It's a family movie. It's just hilarious, and Michael Keaton's performance for the limited time he's in is just so damn good. He just takes over every scene he's in. So yeah, it makes me feel good watching the movie. So I give it a 9 out of 10 myself. Again, it's not perfect, it's not, but it's just the right amount.
36 years.
Yeah, well,
36
that's the
fucking years,
sequel.
Leon.
Yeah, Lydia. Sorry. Yeah, I'm very, very, very cautious of the sequel. Very cautious. So I'll hold judgment, even if people come back to me like Nadia and whoever else sees it and they're like, it's okay. It's not. I might still go end up seeing it myself with the family.
Don't trust Leon because he likes Avatar. I never will trust Leon.
I said I did multiple times.
Dude, fucking Avatar.
Shitty piece of shit.
Fucking trans people.
Avatar really blew.
I saw what you did there, Lord. Anyway, so yeah, I guess we can go around, talk about what we got coming up, and get the frick out of here. Leon, you sick bastard, you. Tell us what you got coming up, sir. I know you had a show early today that was fun to listen to. So
I did have a show. It was a blast. Thank you so much for listening. You and Mama Sasquatch both. I appreciate you guys. I want you guys on. I know it's so difficult with your schedules and whatnot, but anytime you have a Monday free,
if I have a Monday, next Monday we can pop in. I'll
hit me up. You and Mama Sasquatch have open invites. It's a criminal that I've never had you on.
It's just a stupid timing thing. That's all.
Yeah,
but definitely. I'll keep you posted.
But I do my live streams every Monday during is the Countercast, and then every Friday night, early Saturday morning, depending on your time zone, we do a late night show akin to like Johnny Carson, back when that sort of stuff was good. I love doing that. And then 3 videos a day, almost every day. I usually take Tuesdays off. That's my touch grass day, but I had a very busy weekend, so I took some time off. So I don't know. I might compensate and do videos for tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. So if not, at least Wednesday through Saturday, 3 videos a day, every day, covering pop culture through a political lens. Not right or left. I hate both sides. I'm a filthy fucking anarchist, and I take great pride in pissing off both fucking sides. So come check out Words of Paradise. It's an absolute blast. We've fucking killed it this last week and a half. I won't even front. It's been a really good week. So apparently I've been doing something right. So watch the last few videos and you'll get an idea of what's going down. And thank you for having me on. I've been looking forward to this for, I don't know, I think Vex sent out the email 3 months ago, and I've just been waiting. So
it's been great having you on. I was looking forward to this one. It was it's nice talking about movies most of us like.
I think I'm back in December or something for Sonic 2, which is another one I can't fucking wait to do with you guys. So,
yep.
Great.
It's all going to be good. Lydia, sorry, I'm not going to call you that anymore. Nadia, it's always a pleasure, my lady. What do you got coming up? Oh, you have a kind of easy week this week, huh?
Yeah, just tomorrow I drop my new Horror Tuesday episode. I'm working on a worst of 2024 and also my recommendations for Halloween season, so that should be coming out soon.
Oh yeah, also Nadia's getting close. Well, have you hit your 500 yet, or are you getting close?
Not yet, but both channels
get
are
her there.
Close. Inside All Day will be covering the Penguin as well, and I'll be covering From as well as it comes out too.
Nice.
But no more streams for me for the rest of the week. I'll be back here Monday for the next time I'm on a stream for Speak No Evil.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Wait, like the Stone Cold movie?
No.
No,
No.
it's like it's a horror. It's a Dutch
Wait, no,
horror
that's
movie.
that's See No Evil. Sorry, See No Evil is a
Yeah.
horror movie starring Stone Cold. Never mind, that's different.
Yeah. Jesus, you sick people.
I thought See No
looking
Evil
forward
was
to it.
Kane.
I'm actually
Is it
really.
Kane?
It's Kane, I think. Yeah.
Okay, my
Yeah,
bad,
I'm
Kane.
I'm excited to have you on for an actual like psychological horror movie. I've never seen that movie. Still, I'm going to watch it this week.
Same.
So-
Vex and I are going to do a post on the Friday the 13th.
new
We
one?
have a stream for the new one because
Yeah,
we're both
yeah,
going to
yeah.
go suffer for our art. and
Yeah.
that fucking piece of shit.
I
So
don't think
that
it's gonna be
shitty piece
good.
of shit.
Shitty piece of shit. Cool. Yeah, get her to let's get Nadia to 500 subs, please. She's close. She deserves it.
That quote kind of
those-
fits my avatar, not
Yeah. Yeah.
except the quote, but whatever.
Yeah. Sammy, what do you got coming up, sir?
No, I just want to say happy birthday to my Mima, wherever you are.
Aw.
Then I will be starting Gooch's co-host, which Gooch I'll be doing his animation block
Nice.
this week. I believe we're covering Invincible Tuesday, and then
Nice.
we are doing Wicked City Wednesday, and then we are gonna start breaking down that Terminator anime on Thursday, and then I got nothing until Sunday. That's going to be late night with Gooch, and then this coming Monday I will be on BSOP, or BSOP, and I'll be hanging out with those guys. And after that, I will be.
You've earned that B sub spot, dude. Like, mad
Yeah,
congrats.
B-Sub's fun. B-Sub's fun.
Thank you very
They're
much.
fun. It's a good fun show.
I
They're
need to
good
stop
people over
sucking
there.
your dick. I've done it like 8 times today between these two streams.
When
I
are you
fucking
not
hate you,
having
Sammy.
dick in
You're
your
a
mouth?
faggot.
What's the difference now?
We're friends. We're allowed to be nice to each other. I don't.
No, that's not
Gay.
true.
Oh, that's gay. That's gay. You're a fucking homo. I hate you.
I'm
Fuck you.
friends with Gord,
You like
Weicker,
that.
Vex. You
Really?
should see what we say.
No.
Cannoli, did you just call Vex Nadia?
No, I said
Shut
Vex.
up, Lydia.
I did.
You
I
said
fucking-
thanks.
okay. I'm fucking retarded. Okay, Vex. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed soon. It's been a long day. Sorry. All right. I don't know anybody's names. I'm gonna call Sammy fucking Gord King here soon and Whitey Gay. But that's just
You can call
Holy
me daddy.
shit, you did call her not.
You can
I,
call
did.
me
I,
out.
I am retarded. We know this. Sorry. I actually got a lot of sun today, so I'm not used to this shit. So the vitamin D's work. It's whatever. Anyway, Gord King, what do you got coming up? Oh, you got some videos coming out.
Yeah, well, I'll have my gaming stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. over on that channel, and another one at 3 the next day. But big thing is tomorrow at 6 p.m. I am premiering Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, poorly
So
explained. So I'm looking forward to put that out. By the way, screw you,
Oh,
Warner
no.
Brothers. You all can rock hell.
Warner Brothers.
And Saturday, I will be on Two Hosts with Uninspired and Dark Hour talking Fight Club. I don't know what Two Hosts stands for. The Uninspired Hour of Shame. What does the OS stand for? I don't know.
It's I don't even know actually.
I know.
He told me
it's
once.
so,
I forgot.
It's so weird. I don't remember. Like
He told me and
the
I forgot. I'm
uninspired.
Of syphilis.
Yes.
Yes.
I
That's
like
what it
that
is.
better actually.
Yeah.
I like
But
that.
we'll
I
be
would
talking
assume
Fight
that
Club
Aston's
over
first
there
show.
on Saturday.
Gord King, have you read the book Fight Club?
I have not. No.
Okay, well, even if you
100%
haven't read it, even if you haven't, just tell people the book is better because it is, and see how they react.
But I
I
like.
thought you were
the
going to
movie.
ask if he read the book too.
I don't
Host.
really
I was
like
like, I
the
didn't know that was. a thing.
No,
Jesus.
the book Two Hoes. Didn't you know? Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh, there
is
you
actually an
go.
adaptation of
Vex put it in the chat. It's the uninspired hour or so. There you go.
I think of
Uh,
shame sounds even better.
Yeah. Well, he's French, so he's shamed.
Yeah. Exactly.
We love uninspired. Uninspired's fucking awesome. Good. Looking forward to your stuff. And Whitey Bear, my
Yeah.
white bear. What? Oh, there you go. I was waiting for that. Well, what do you got coming up there, sweet boy?
I don't know, but give me a minute, I'll let you know. Ding. No,
I see what you did.
See what I did there?
You see what you did there.
I have something that I'm working on now, and I've finally got all the money to do it. So I'll probably have a quiet week, and I'll be running some stuff by y'all in the chat and all, and we'll see how we like it and how weird we can get with it without getting kicked off of YouTube.
Well, what's the fun in that? We have to. You have to always have.
Yeah, you could do what I do and actively try to get kicked off of YouTube.
Yeah, it's still Now that I'm fully monetized, I'm working on it. You almost got me kicked off of YouTube last week, Whitey.
As long as we go outside. Yeah, hey, I
bring him back. Bring him back. Bring him back.
Yeah. So for us, like Nadia said, we're back. We're doing. So they are making so the Dutch horror movie Speak No Evil is the one we're doing. Because this new one's coming out, and I don't fucking give a shit about the new one, but I've heard the old one, the original OG one, is really good. We have Movie Cynic on for that one because he likes that movie, and Nadia, of course, because why not? She's a horror movie buff. I think it's perfect. Just those two on the panel, so I'm really looking forward to breaking down a movie I've never seen in the horror genre because we don't do a lot of those. So look out for that next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern again. Yeah, that's it. So I want to definitely thank the panel. You guys are freaking awesome, even though I didn't know your names completely, and we have trans people on here. That shows you how much I love you all. You guys are always freaking amazing. I do love you for joining us in the chat. You guys were on fire tonight. Very active. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, we couldn't do this without you. We knew the reason why we do it, and that's it. So see you next week. Go subscribe to all these people on here, please. Even White Bear, I guess. And, yeah, and then they're deserving. Get Nadia to 500 subs, please. She's criminally undersubbed for the content she puts out. Because
get those alt accounts out there, guys. I know
get
you
the
got
alt.
them.
Yeah, get them all. Get everybody here sub to them. They're great. Thank you again. We will see you next week. And have a great night, people.
Waka waka.